Hello, hello! Hey there, I'm Cyberchrome. Don't know why I went with that accent, but alright. Hello, hello. Only starting 10 minutes later than what I intended to. The time difference between when I start the stream and when I transition from that starting screen is just the time of, okay, I think I can start now. Oh wait, I have to do this other stuff first. Basically every time. Or at least like every time that screen is up for longer than like a minute. But that's all right. So yeah, that is a thing. And now, so we're back. Doing this stuff. Hopefully finishing off this Python project. And maybe, I'm not sure if it's going to send this time, but my going live notification thing might work this time. We're going to see. Wait, hold on. Let me troubleshoot something real quick. Is my webcam settings darker than they should be? Did this go down? No. Yeah, I guess just because it's later in the day, but I just thought, okay, it looks darker than earlier, but that's just because a less sun, but that's all right. Yeah, all right, so that's that. No one's really here just yet, so I'm talking to myself, but that's all right. Well, I'm pretty sure this is like a little off. I'm not, there are times where I've had people talking and this only being at 1, so I don't know, it's an estimate, I guess. This also doesn't update very frequently, so there's that. But whatever. Yeah, so. In fact, what I should be using as a better metric is, well, me looking at my own stream and seeing, and being able to see from my stream that I have running on my phone to make sure everything's working properly. Looking at the view count from that, just for my own knowledge, I guess. No, come on. I'm prepared. No, I can't even see it here. What? Okay, whatever. It's fine. I can see that it's working, and that's all right. All right, so what we were left off with doing before is, finishing off this Python project. So we're going to continue doing that. And I'll see. Yeah, actually, I don't think the thing's going to set a notification today. I think it only works once a day or something like that, because I think times when I was trying to test this before, it wasn't really working. Because I think Twitch itself only sends out a notification of you being live the first time in a day that you go live. So I think going live a second time in a day, I think even the Discord thing won't pick up on that. I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know. So if it doesn't work today, that's fine and expected. I put out my manual one in the meantime. And hopefully next time I'll be able to see if the Discord one, the bot one, will work as it should. We're going to see. But anyway, so let's get back into finishing this thing off. We're getting close, but we're not there yet. We finished last time, as in earlier today. We just finished recognizing, so sending a proper registration. Okay, back up further and say what this actually is that I'm doing. So it's, well, for a school project thing to learn networking stuff. It's just it's a chatbot thing where I have a server and I can have as many clients as I want connected to this server, and you're able to send messages, and those messages get sent to all the other chat clients. So just sending messages back and forth. That's the quick version of how this is supposed to work. And we got here, I have 3 versions of Ubuntu. I don't know if it's Ubuntu or Ubuntu. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced, but whatever. It's not an English word. Or I don't know if it's, I don't even know what the word comes from, what kind of abbreviation or just acronym, or I don't know where it comes from, but it ain't a word in the dictionary, so I can pronounce it however I want. Ubuntu. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so, and it's currently working. It's in a best case scenario, like where the user does everything exactly right, it's working as it should. So now we're doing more of the background fluff and the sort of error catching conditions of when things go wrong. So this is the server. These are the 2 clients. You can see here I was testing stuff earlier of the sort of results I was getting. So that's cool. So now we're continuing to do stuff in that kind of error catching realm that we were doing before. So that starts with, so I just had sending the registration message in the form register space username space chat 1.0. I just like chugged a water bottle before this and I have another one, so I'm like burping. My apologies. Hydration and all that. And up my nose. I'm fine. Okay, so so we have the registration message, but there's 3 scenarios of what should happen upon said message. So the if the formatting of the thing isn't right, which we've done with this whole big conglomeration of testing that it's just correct, then if it's not correct, if we catch it in the else, then invalid registration. Cool, we got that. Is it spelled exactly right? Yes. So the other scenario to have a 401 error, I guess, is if we go to register the client and the client is already registered. So rather than me blindly registering the client, as I'm doing here, I should have, so we verified that it's valid. Yeah, we have, so we know it's valid. So now before we add it to the system, we first should make sure that it doesn't already exist. So if, wait, if what doesn't exist? The address or the name? Can 2 people have the same name? Let me look at that. If the username given through registration is already in use, then it... Okay, so we know... So I guess I can assume that it's a unique address that it's coming from or whatever. Or like it's a unique connection. What I'm needing to find out is that it's a... Making sure just the username doesn't already exist. So in getting the username, I guess I'm going to do that here first. And then I need to just make sure... I have my dictionary of connections, so I need to actually... Is there an easy way? Can I just... Is there an easy way in Python to just say, does this dictionary contain this value? I know I can search for it containing like a key, but in this case, I could have a for loop going through every key and then testing the value. But is there some kind of built-in function to just go, let me bring this on the screen, I have no reason not to. Dictionary test for value or something. Okay. Oh, doesn't it have like an in thing? Like if this in that kind of a thing? Right, yes. Okay. I don't know if that went dark for you, but the screen went dark for me there. All right, well, okay, so with that, so I should be able to just go, and see, I didn't have to do that with a for loop. I haven't used Python that much in a while. I'm a C# kind of guy. So, well, mainly just because of Unity, but so I'm having to remember certain things that are unique to Python. Okay, so if my dictionary of connections... no, I'm doing this backward. What am I testing for? If name is in connections, dot values. Yeah, there we go. Actually, I want to test, well, if it's not in the values, then do this. If it's in it, do other things, but I'll just do it in this order. The order doesn't really matter. In fact, it makes more sense to... Since I'm testing for both scenarios anyway, I don't really need to have this one be the not version of it. Okay, so I need to actually have something here. So if it's in values, that means that we have a problem. So in that case, we're just going to send back 401. What's the error that we need? Let me just pull that up. It's like client in use. Client already registered. Client already registered. Right. Does that make sense? Yes. Does it do anything else? No. Do I want to? Okay, I'm just trying to see if I want to put any of this in here. No, I don't think so. Well, because I need to get the words, obviously. So I can't do this before I verify that it's correct. The set blocking should be before I do the first receive. So yeah, that makes sense. Accepted connection from client. Do I want this print statement here? If yeah, because it's accepted the connection, but then it goes to register and then it fails to register. That makes sense in terms of the order of the print statements. Yes. Okay. So next, I have to send a thing for if it succeeds, which is a 200 something. 200 registration successful. All right. Yes. And the chat proceeds with messages. So I'm sending this, so now I need the client to receive all this stuff. So, oh yeah, that was probably a problem. I didn't even have it try to receive that stuff. Okay, so, or not here. I mean, I could be doing it down here, but I should do it up here. I would think. So, client socket.send register. So what happens if it fails? Upon receiving either of these responses, the chat client prints an error message and terminates. Can I print the same, like just print the text that comes back? I would guess so. Or prints an error. Yeah, I don't see why I can't just print the error message that is that got sent back. Okay, so connection to sending intro message. So it sends that, and then I need to receive. So then I just want to test that the first. So here's where I can test that it was successful. It's successful if the first word was 200. If otherwise, we have a problem. What's the proper receive code? It's not this, right? It's, where are you? I'm looking for you. Where's .receive? So it's talking about receive the buffer size. Yeah. And these are the same in this instance. Yes. Okay. So I almost don't like this being this. I'd like to call this connections or something, just to make it more consistent with some of my other naming schemes. Yeah, I'm gonna call it if for connection in blah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, oh, I was also realizing that's mistyped. Okay. So, I never use these, but I can't get rid of them. Otherwise, it doesn't work, and I don't know why. Or I don't know how I would get it to, how I would be able to do this, reword this to have it to not have to have those variables in there, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, it returns a tuple of 3 things. So unless I just had one thing. Wait, if I did this, that would be a tuple of 3 things, and then if I did this, would that work? Actually, now that I think about this, in this case, also I should be calling this probably sockets, because all of the sockets or something like read sockets, write sockets, blah blah blah. Socket list. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Well, I'm gonna test if that works or not. I don't know if it will, frankly, but we're gonna see. I gotta finish this stuff up here. I mean, I maybe shouldn't be doing this many things all at once, but it'll hopefully be fine. What's wrong here? Oh, that just that. Okay. So this, I'm receiving something at the, I'm receiving the text return message equals a blah. Some of this stuff could also be split up and do their own functions. I should probably do that. That would be a good thing to do. I'll do that later. I got other things to do first. So return message, then if return message. The only thing I care about with this return message is its first thing. So if I really wanted, I could go if this equals 2. Actually, the string 2. But I'm not going to do that because that just feels wrong. That feels like, well, I mean, it's not the best way of doing this. I should be getting like the whole number. Mainly I'm going to look at is the number equal to 200? Otherwise, we got a problem. So dot split and then 0. So that's going to get the first word of the return message, which should be 200. Then do all of this, right? None of this happens. I mean, I could go return. I'll do just this for now. So then else, then we got a problem. With that problem, I want to close the connection and then exit. Get the tabs right. I said get the tabs right. But then also I want to print something to the console before I do this. Print the return message. Do I print the error like that? Wait, or like should I print 400 da, 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 or should I more so? Maybe I should print something that's more of an actual like written out thing because maybe that's the proper way of doing this. Input was invalid. Or should I have 2 separate error messages depending on if it was a 400 or a 401? Probably that would be better code. So if, okay, well, that's a return message, but then return, what would I call you? What is that number called? It's not just an error number because it being the 200 means it's successful. That works. Okay. Just call it return number. That's fine. So return message dot split 0 if return number is that, and then else if return number is equal to. I say number. I'm not gonna. Just the string version of it's fine. Oh, Python has elif. Yeah. Okay. So, input was invalid. Put like arguments. Arguments were invalid. There might be better wording on this, but whatever. And actually, in both scenarios, I'm going to close this. So let me go then have an else. So this means that it was 401. So then go username was already taken. Or username already taken. And then in both scenarios after that, then I close the socket and exit the program. I mean, wait, I don't need to exit the program here if it's going to be the end of the main function, so that's fine actually. Okay. All of this should be in a function. I will do that later. I've done too many things already that I haven't tested, so let me go and do that now. Buemo. That's our port number. 24381. That's not what I want to see. Return message. This should be decode, right? Ha 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 ha. Yes. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Oh, Oh, it disconnected that. I mean, this is supposed to, I think when there's no clients connected to this, it's supposed to turn off the server, right? I think that's something it's supposed to do, but let's just try this again, shall we? So it was, actually, if I just go back far enough, it was this one, right? No? Wait, what? Oh, whatever, okay, 2, 4, 4, 3, 8, 1. Return message dot split 0. Oh wait, I totally didn't do that right. Okay. Dot split based on a space 0. Yes. Wait, it does dot split if I don't put a space in there? Doesn't that have like a default thing of being white space? That might be a thing. Oh, I didn't even realize that I did these. That's why I couldn't go up, because that was the wrong thing. Whatever. Okay. I'm just gonna start this again. Okay, 41024. Success. Hello into the void, because no one else is there. Just like my stream right now. So let's now try. I want to try doing the same name thing. So let's have Bob try to be Alice. And then go. This is 41024. Yeah. Okay, so that's, well, wait, hold on. So that worked in the way that I programmed it, yeah. Should it have should this line have been printed at all, is what I'm questioning. If we go to connect to the server and then the username is already taken, should it have sent, well, it did establish the connection to the server successfully, and then it did that. Okay, no, so that makes sense, I think. Username already taken, closing connection. Wow, put an actual punctuation. Arguments were invalid, closing connection. Wait, but the only reason that... Wait. But the only reason this would fail is if this wasn't formatted properly, but that's like hard-coded. So I don't know how that's supposed to happen. But whatever. I guess if maybe if the name, as you don't put in a username, in which case, yeah, that would be arguments invalid. Let's punctuate that as well. Okay. So what else? There's a few things I was gonna say that I was gonna do, and I've forgotten them. Oh right, the other thing was that in the server, am I supposed to be printing the message here? No, because even on the one that's successful, in my example that I'm looking on here, so let me actually show you guys this. Opening up a new tab. Here's oh, that's big, but this is an example of what the server is supposed to look like. That's that, and this, even when it accepts a client properly. Connection, like accepted connection from address, it doesn't post, it doesn't send the 200 message, the 200 thing. So should it post the 400 one when it fails? I don't know. Maybe it should print something else, because it's going to say accepted connection from client address blah. Oh, you know what? No, it should probably say disconnecting user, I guess, because then it's going to disconnect them. So it accepted a connection to client established. Wait. Or maybe, how about, actually, to format kind of like this, I'll go connection to client not established, error message, basically. But without the number. So I'll do that in the server. So where's the part where I say connection this? So I'm just going to copy this. And basically wherever I go to do the send all thing, do I do that before or after? I'll do before. not established. Connection to client not established. Client already registered. I'm basically going to do that. It's basically the same thing, but without the number. So, and punctuation. Well, I don't know if I'll do the same ... thing that it does here for whatever reason, I suppose. And then for the 400 one, same deal. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be invalid registration. If I really cared, I could combine these probably in some way. I'd be saving the string like this. I'm not going to do that. That's fine. I mean, I could if I wanted to go comma the whole thing, but I'm going to do it without the numbers. Yep. Okay. Did that. So I've done that, and also, yeah, the thing here also worked, wherever it was. The return message thing. That worked. Nice. Another thing, though, that I'm realizing out of that, there's another thing I can now have be different, I think. And that's where I go through... I have a loop somewhere that has... this. Okay. So, I never use this mask. Do I? Yeah. I never use this mask. I'm thinking, like, is there a way I can basically not have it? Or I don't know if I do need it. If some kind of background-y thing does actually need it here. Maybe it does. Maybe I won't worry about it. I definitely don't use it here, but I don't think I can have it not be in there, right? I'm pretty sure I can't. Let me double check here. Although it might make this be a tuple when I do that, because I might still try to submit both things. Out of curiosity, let's just see what happens. Because then it shows at least more understanding of, like, me understanding how this stuff works. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Takes one positional argument, but two are given. Yeah. Except, oh. What? I did this before and it didn't work. What? I'm pretty sure I didn't. Wait. I did, I was... Let's see what happens. Here. I guess there's something different about what I did before. That, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Okay. How about that? It's more optimized. I don't use that variable. Why have it be there? It came from an example I copied before. I mean, now I have this, but I think I get how this works now. Because if I do this, it makes this a tuple rather than it being like two things. So now if I do just getting the first element of that tuple, that definitely something I didn't do before. So now this might work as well. Okay. 6, 5, 3, 7, 4. What do you know? All right, cool. Optimize and all that. Woo. All right. So that's handled. Nice. Ding. All right. Next scenario or next thing that I have to deal with. So. Okay. So, okay. In addition to the text messages sent from the client to the server, other control messages will need to be sent back and forth with HTTP-styled request and response formatting. Note that these messages do not begin with the @username, unlike regular text messages. Yeah, got that. Or like then that's like the registration thing is one of those. The other is for disconnecting. I'm supposed to send a thing that's like disconnect, blah blah blah. Okay, so that's what I guess I'll be doing next. So, when a user... okay. When a user presses Control-C to interrupt the chat client, The chat client must catch that signal using a signal handler from. Oh, no, I already got that part down. And tell the server that it's shutting down. It does so by sending a disconnect username message to the server prior to quitting. On receiving such a message, the server removes its registration from the user in question and does not send back a response. So I kind of do that, but not with the proper disconnect message thing. So let's do that. Okay, so yes, so on the client, when I control C, this part, I guess it should be this part that actually before I close the socket, it should be this part that actually sends a message to the server saying, "Hey, I shut down. Do stuff about that." I do that somewhere different though, don't I? Or no, maybe I don't actually. I thought I had a thing where if the right now, if the server closes, wait, no, this does not work this way. Hold on, let me test this. Right now, if the server closes, I thought the client closes. It does. User disconnected. What? Wait. Where? So where do I have this? This is something I printed to the console, right? Where do I have that in the client? Oh, it's here. Ah, there we go. Okay, found it. I was like, I knew I did that somewhere else. So this, so it's, oh, no. Okay, no. This is, so this shouldn't be happening this way, where I have this run if there's no data or something like that. I guess I shouldn't be doing it this way. I should be doing it myself manually through the sending back and forth of messages telling it to close down. Okay, so I suppose I will do that. And in doing that, it's going to be... Wait, so let me just make sure I'm getting everything correct how I'm supposed to do this. So... okay. I also need a thing. I think when all the clients have left, then it also shuts down the server, I guess. So, yeah. Right. Okay. So, yeah. So, interrupt received, shutting down. I got that part. And then it should be sending let me just get the formatting of the disconnect message. Disconnect. Where is it? I'm looking for, there it is, okay. So I do actually have the username as part of that, even though I don't really need that. Sure. Okay, so like this is the format of the message. So that I need to send to the server before I disconnect from it. So, actually, well, I can just do this, yeah. Of course, that's the same. Except I need the username. Okay. How do I get the username here? Unless I have it as a variable up here. Is it kind of a constant? Well, I mean, well, no, it gets set by the user at the beginning, like from main, but then it Can I pass additional things to this, like passing the username? Well, no. Yeah, it looks like the best way for me to do this is just to go, I don't know where I want this. User name equals, I don't know, do it like this. Equals empty string. So now this, this should be this, and I can get that there. Okay. I was just trying to see if there's a better way of going about it, but no, that's fine. Okay. All right. So with that, I send the disconnect message and then I close. Yeah. From here, I then need to receive said disconnect message. So that's an accept. So that's going to be on read. Anytime I'm reading stuff. So control signal. I get the first word. The first word of the disconnect control signal is disconnect. I thought in here I was going to test for register, but didn't end up doing that. That's all right. It makes more sense to do it in its specialized accept thing, I guess. So elif control signal equals is disconnect. Should I test for the other half of that? Well, I guess I should make sure that the on receiving such a message. I guess I should make sure that the other part, like do the same kind of validation of the prompt like this. So, okay, in doing that, so it's assuming, so there's data. So I need to test disconnect, but then I guess I'm going to also just test the other half of it. So like I know getting to this point, well, because there was data, I knew that there was one word at the very least. There has to be like one word, even if that word is like an empty string or something. So if this runs, that I know that we got the disconnect thing. So I need to, I have the username. I don't need to actually, because I guess I do need to make sure that username matches name. So I need to do a lot more validating. So, so let me get the whole thing, right? Control signal is that plus name is that plus name plus data. So I need to go, no, I'm going to go data. Data dot split. So it doesn't mean I'm splitting it twice, but maybe that's fine. Like this is a rarer thing. So rather than splitting up the whole thing each time and saving that when I don't need to be, the only time I really need to worry about saving it is the rare instance of disconnecting. I mean saving the whole split up array and then going through that. So I need to save this in something. So split data. So he's like, what do I name the variable? I don't know. So then do the rest of the validation on this. And if it's not valid in this case, I think we just ignore it. We're just like, okay, well, we got something from the wrong thing. This is fine. We just ignore it. So split data is... so we know it's not equal to blank because we wouldn't have gotten this far, like to here, if that was the case. We also know that the first word is disconnect. Like we can skip that. So it's very similar to what I did up here, but not completely. Like there's certain things that I can cut out, simply enough. So if I'm actually going to test that the length of the split data, maybe just stick to my naming. I'll call it data words, just because. So data words, if the length of it is 3, good. This part I would be testing if it's disconnect, but as I just said, I do not need that. And the last part says chat. And now I need to do one more thing and make sure that the username that was provided matches the name that it should be. Make sure it's the right name. So and this should be name is equal to data words 1. If they're not equal, then something's wrong. It's telling it to disconnect a different name. So we don't want that. So if all those things are the case, then we know this is a proper, valid disconnect message. Under such a scenario, we then want to... I have some disconnect code somewhere. Let me just... Oh, it's this. So... So I actually I don't know why this is the case. I don't know why a read with like empty data means a disconnect. I don't know why that's the case. But yeah, I guess it's fine. I guess I'm going to be rewording this anyway because because I'm doing this manually rather than catching the case of that disconnect. Unless I want both. Would I want both? No, because if it disconnects and then goes to run that and tries to like disconnect a second time, I don't know if that is something I want. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's something I don't want. So we'll do this. So, receive message from user, disconnect, blah. Oh. I could, at this point, probably just go plus a space plus the message. Probably. Because that's going to be that. At this point, though. Okay, yes, this is the same as this, but do I want to put the message regardless of what it is? I guess so, right? I guess I might as well combine them. Even if we don't do it, even if it, like, it doesn't match one of these things, then maybe that's fine. Maybe I put an extra else here that's like, we got a message, but we don't know what it is. That should, never run. But I guess maybe it would just be something to catch. Actually, this is a little bit different. Wait, is it supposed to be different though? Or wait, it might actually supposed to be the same format. Let me double check. Yeah, it's the same format from now. Actually, yeah. So this is supposed to be like this still, right? Let me just double checking. It's the same. Yeah. So then maybe I'm gonna go just have an else catching any other type of message, like another register message, which shouldn't happen at this stage. And go like invalid message. Just print that to the screen. Okay. Message. I suppose. Or message is invalid. What I actually have specifically in the print statement doesn't really matter. I also noticed that this doesn't use any punctuation other than this ... when it's waiting. So I guess I will repeat the same thing. Especially because this is like the server thing. So this would be like the back end of what you don't see or whatever. On the client, it's a bit different. Or it's the more human-y side of things for when I'm printing stuff. So I'll put punctuation there. All right, sound good? Sound good. So with all of that, I'm not done yet. Now I need to, I did half of that. Now I need to go the other way where, let me test this first. Let me not get too ahead of myself. I should be fine testing this on only one client. So 54469 shablam. Send some random message. Cool, that didn't get flagged as invalid. And then I disconnect. Oh, sort of. Okay, so this interrupted. This got the message. Oh no, I think it did everything it was supposed to do. I think I'm just supposed to I meant to output one other thing. Disconnecting user, blah. Yeah. Wait, this didn't run, did it? Oh no. So it didn't disconnect the user or something, right? Hey, my Steam notification bot ran again, but it still didn't stream notification bot, but it still didn't format correctly. Why? Why does that keep doing that? I prefer if you didn't. This still didn't do this right. Oh wait, it turned blue though. Wait, why? What does the blue turning blue mean? It didn't, I'm expecting this. The color of this doesn't contrast well with Discord. Maybe I should change that. But that's irrelevant to what the what it's supposed to do. This bot is supposed to be it's supposed to be putting the @ thing Is it? Oh wait, I have an idea of what it could be. If I don't know why the website thing is called if well, like with 3 T's. If but 3 T's, so I keep going if okay, let me I have a theory. So I'm just gonna test this real quick. So the thing that should be getting this to happen. So okay, so in this special version of a JSON file, because this doesn't completely follow the rules of normal JSON files from my understanding, which is weird, but maybe this should actually have a set of 3 angled brackets because that's what's used for these things, but I thought this was a special thing, but whatever, I'll try it. It's something else to try. I think though that it is, it feels closer to working having, well, actually I don't know, having the numbers that is the ID of the thing rather than the at going live notification. I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna try this. Gonna update that. Let that have a go at things next time I go live, probably tomorrow. And then we'll see if that works in that time. And then I'll try it again with I'll try it another time with just the words in there. And past that, I don't know what I'm gonna do there. Then I might look into other options, other things. Because the other thing is that it's still also quite late in actually giving the notification. Like, how late was this? At 5:31. How long was I streaming by 5:31? I don't know. Probably like, oh, I put the thing, so 5:41. Was I streaming for 40 minutes before it actually sent the notification? Yeah, that's not great. I mean, I guess in the grand context of a several hour stream, I tend to do longer streams. So, like, it doesn't, well, it matters, but not like, it's not, I mean, okay, 40 minutes is a while, but it was, usually is doing like 5 or like 10 minutes late. 10 minutes late in like a 3-hour stream isn't like that bad, but ideally it would give the notification the second I went live, or like in a minute or something. So I could try to look into other alternatives that could be faster. Again, I'm still trying to look for something that's free, and this at the very least is free. So, I mean, it's still not working yet completely, but we got to the point of it sending a message in my Discord. So there's that. But it's still not, it's not the right message. It's so close, but it's just not adding roles. So, I mean, I could look more into that, but I can play more around with that. But again, something like, well, I could probably set aside time to just go like start stream, stop stream, start stream, stop stream, and test it over and over. Well, with its big delays, it's hard to do. But yeah, it's unfortunate that I can't just like, it's not as fast to test as like coding here, where I can't just change a thing, try it, change a thing, try it. I have to keep waiting longer periods of time to test it. And it's not like the top of my priorities, which is also why I'm like kind of leaving it more on the side to like, like I keep playing around with it here and there. If it eventually works, that'd be cool. I have kind of a backup in the meantime, so whatever. Okay, but this though. So this didn't actually call this thing, which would lead me to believe that it didn't run, and I would like to know why. So the length, so which part of this failed is what I have to see. So it did get, I put those myself there. Yeah, okay. So hey, it didn't put the name in. That's why. Oh, okay. So why did you not do that? Why did you not do that is my question. I thought you was blank to start, but you should be getting updated there, right? That is how that works, right? I think so. Or, oh wait, no, isn't it a thing where I have to go like global, blah, 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 blah? Just go Python. I'm just forgetting syntax stuff here, I think. Python share value or variable between functions. Should be as simple as that. Stack Overflow, shave me. That is right. Okay. Object orient. I mean, and yeah, I could put it in a class. I would like global A. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that was it. I was on the right track. In that case, so this is just defining, hey, this exists, right? Yeah. This also means, I guess actually I never was properly testing this, but I should be using this with this keep running variable. Wait, am I not actually using this anywhere? What? Wait. Oh, wait, no, that was something copied over from the server thing. Oh, yeah, it is doing the same thing there. How about that? So I'm going to do the same thing here. And that should be fine. Although I don't even know if I would be doing this way. I would probably end up doing it in a way where I just call an exit function up here, close this myself, or something like that. We'll see. I don't need it to manually exit like that. If I just let it end, then that might actually... I don't know if that's better on anything. All right, let's try this time. Okay. Then connect our person over here. Cool. Send a random message. That's cool. And then disconnect. Hey! Yeah, it worked. Nice. Okay, so the other thing here is that because it disconnected user Alice, it is set up that way. As soon as it disconnects anyone, it closes the server. That's not what it should be doing. It should be once it's disconnected, when every client has disconnected, do the thing. So to do that, at this point, I'll know that there's no more connections when the connections thing is empty. Is empty? Empty. Or no, just connections, right? That does that, I think. Yeah. No, if there's no connections. Right. I think so. Yes. All right, back to this. Okay, so that's working now, I think. Well, yeah, still things to be done. I'm going to get rid of these because they were leftover things from when I copied code from examples and all that. All right, got that step. So now when a client disconnects, it sends a message to the server before it actually disconnects, or before it terminates, and that tells the server that it terminates. And then also this little bit here is going to be, where is it? This is going to make it so that it disconnects everything, or like when everything's disconnected, then it will, other than the initial state of like when the program just started and there's no clients, it's only once something disconnects and then it sees it has no clients, then it closes as well. We're going to have some fancier print statement stuff in there, but first I need to also now have when the server disconnects, it tells all the clients that it disconnected, so all the clients can jump down. So sort of going the other way. Let me double check and read how this is supposed to be formatted. So I don't know why I'm yawning so much. So when they interrupt the server, it should catch that signal. Dealt with that. We got it to do that. And then And then I lost my slot where I was reading. It tells all connected clients it is shutting down. It does so by sending a disconnect. Oh, just disconnect chat /1.0, so nothing in between. Okay. To each client prior to terminating. On receiving such a message, client will print a notice to the user and shut down automatically. In the absence of a user termination via Control-C, both chat and client servers will run continuously, passing messages back and forth. Okay, so the only way for either of them to close down is through Control-C. I don't have like a special thing to type that would close it down otherwise. Alrighty, so here we need to, I need to go through each client. So for connection in connections, so I want to send the disconnect message. So let me just the easy thing is just to find some line here where I've done sending stuff, and then yeah. I don't know the difference between send and send all, but they are things. Those are two different things. So this is going to be very hard-coded. Disconnect. That was chat /1.0, right? Let me double check that is indeed correct. Cool. Encode that. Send it off. Do I need to care about closing? Well, I don't need to close the connections here, right? I close the server socket and I go cell close system.exit. But in the connections, like in what it's connected to on the client will see that and then disconnect itself. So I don't need to close the socket both ways, I'm pretty sure. Or do I? Right? I don't need to. Maybe I will. You have this method, right? This connection is a socket, right? Or maybe it's not. I thought it was. But this isn't going yellow, which does not fill me with confidence. Connection. I'm trying to see where I... Server socket dot accept a connection. Maybe it is different. So register a connection, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I need to unregister, right? Oh, wait, do I have to unregister? Or just closing the selector thing might be enough for that. Okay. Maybe that doesn't work how I think it does. But even the way, I don't think I need this because I'm closing it on the other end. So it should be fine. So now here, when I receive messages, the part where I do that somewhere here. So now I need to go... I need to go and test the message. Test that the message even can be different. I didn't even bother validating chat messages here. I just kind of like, yeah, print everything. It's all fine. Okay, so... I'm just trying to look for where the proper place of doing that is. So going through each connection, if connection is equal to client socket, otherwise, oh yeah, this is how I differentiate between. So if it's, so the only things that should be, I think the only two connections that are here, the connection to like however it gets input from the console, however that works, and however it, however gets input from the console from standard input dot read line or whatever, and the client socket. So those are the only two different things. So we know that we got stuff from here. Yeah. Okay. So also this shouldn't happen, or I'm not doing this way anymore. So if we have data, then I will... okay. So first I need to... Why don't I go decode here? I might as well. And then go... Oh, yo, kid. Hello. Dad, what that? Hi. Welcome back to the stream. We are making progress with this thing and getting close-ish to it being done. Maybe, yeah. We, right now I'm in the middle of making it so that, if you remember, we have the, this like server and 2 clients, or as many clients as we want, running as separate programs. Basically, when the server closes, I want the clients to close automatically. Or to realize, hey, the server closed, and do stuff with that. So that's what we're doing in the immediate right now. So in doing that, I am going and... Oh, yeah, that's why I have the well true thing. So, okay. First of all, I'm going to change... To be consistent, I'm going to change this to how it was over here, where I have this variable called keep running. That's a Boolean. That I'm probably going to define. Oh, actually, I defined it there, but never used it. Oops. Oops. And then rather than exiting, I'm going to set this keep running to be false, because that's probably just cleaner than telling it to exit. So it exits more naturally or something like that. Okay, but anyways, but now in here though, I'm going to be kind of refactoring that anyway. So once we've gotten the data, I need to validate what it is. So just like before, I believe the only 2 scenarios are that the data begins with @user something, or it begins with disconnect. So I need to test for both of those. I'm going to do the disconnect one first. So if data, I need to make a variable called like this data words equals data.split by a space. And we know, because this wasn't blank, that it's not an empty string. If it got here, that's not an empty string. So there's that. So we split the data words. There's something I'm missing here, isn't there? Wait, didn't I have another piece on this? When I split this, I got the first word there. No? Okay, fair enough. All right. So the 2 scenarios are that it's a disconnect message or it's not. So I'll test for the disconnect message. So the disconnect thing is actually going to be very similar to here. Okay, so I'll just copy it, simply put. Okay, so if... I already know that it's not blank because I got here, so I can skip that part. And then replace this with this. It should be... Actually, it should only be 2 words. It should only be 2 words. The first word should be disconnect. And the second word should be, which actually like this, will be chat 1.0. Oh, and there shouldn't be an and there. Yes. If that is the case, it's gonna do some stuff. Else, do this stuff. Although I shouldn't just put else. I should probably put just that it begins with an @ symbol. I guess. I mean, theoretically, the rest of it should be @ some words and then a colon. But I think just... probably just testing for the @ should be fine enough here, I think. If data words dot... or 0... That's going to be the first word. And then getting the first letter of that first word is equal to the @ symbol. That should be good enough, I think. You don't like this because this is empty, I'm thinking. Okay, so on this happening, actually, I'm just going to do this, right? Yeah. And then I'm going to get rid of this. Yes. No, user disconnected. Wait, hold on. Well, okay, actually, this was not what that message should have been anyway, but this should be... just the message needs to be different. I need to see what I should be outputting here. Tells all connected clients that it is shutting down. Okay, so it should be disconnected from server exiting. Okay. Disconnect, and also it's on a new line. That's why the new line character is there. Disconnected from the server, space, space, exiting, exclamation mark. Just copying exactly what is here in this example that I'm looking at. Do I still have it brought up? Yeah, this. Ta-da. No, actually wrong example. Over here. I'm like being hesitant on showing straight up like my school website page stuff. So I'm just yeah, keeping it off screen. But here's like images from it. So this is what an example of what the server should look like. Here's an example of what one of the chat bots should look like. Not bots, chat clients. And here's an example of another client. Although I should be able to theoretically have as many clients as I want. And this lacks some things of like, if things go wrong, which then there's some other things on that. Yeah, so, but this is a case where this one with the username of Alice, this one disconnects, so it's like input receive shutting down. Cool. The server gets that, where it's like receive message from user Alice, disconnecting user Alice, it does that. And then here it's manually interrupting the server. Okay. I thought I misunderstood something here. I mean, that is something I have to recode for, but that makes more sense than something I was going to be, than how it works currently. I thought that when, hold on. If there are no clients connected to the server, should the server shut down? It doesn't do anything. Okay, I had that wrong. So I have it right now that when a client disconnects, if there are now no clients connected to the server, then it closes the server. Like the server stops. That shouldn't be what happens. So yeah, let's go do that real quick. Actually, that's I think only done by me removing code, frankly. So. Right? Actually, yeah, I just have to remove these lines, and that's it. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Which then means I don't even need this here. I think that was the only thing I was using that for, so this can just be true. Mainly, I just wanted to be consistent. So if I'm doing this here, then I can do it in the other place. So I can also get rid of that. That's never going to happen. And even that, I should have server socket down there, but whatever. That's fine. And get rid of this variable here, I believe. And I think I can do the same thing in the client, right? I just close it here. In fact, I already do that from that thing. Go true. Yeah. So at this point, it should just do the exit line that I just needed. Yeah. Okay. Nailed it. Oops. There we go. So that's on the client. Yeah. Wait, this isn't done yet. I didn't actually. Wait. No, it is. Yeah, right. It got a thing from the server saying to disconnect, so then it disconnects, and that's all it does. Right. And then, upon interrupting the server, yeah, that closes down. Okay, so that's that. Yeah. Okay, so now we're almost done. Now I think actually our program has all the functionality it's supposed to. I mean, it kind of did before. It had all the before it had all the functionality of like just the chatting back and forth, and now it has all the functionality of like error message type stuff. So now it should now what? Or I was gonna do one more thing. I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, one thing I did just kind of wrong before. Not wrong, but should have done better. Simply, where at the very beginning, when I run the client, or no, when I run, yeah, the client, any of the clients, as input, I basically have it like, kind of copied to not have to type it in each time. As input to the program, there should be, so like Python 3 client py, but then the actual arguments are the username, in this case, it's Alice. Actually, oh yeah, because it was Bob before, yes. Let's go back to when it was Bob. Yeah, that was going to refuse because the server's not running. And it wouldn't have had I would have had to get the port number anyways. But anyway, so it has the username, and then it has this thing that's formatted that's like chat : / localhost : colon numbers. So in terms of how I then get the word localhost and those numbers, I just split this by the colon, get that array, and then get the correct sort of things. But there's a way I should have been doing this that I simply didn't. And it's URL parse is a thing I was supposed to be doing of how I did this. So to start, I'm going to put this kind of at the top. There's also still some cleaning up I can do. As I said, I might put things in their own functions, less things in main, and then comment everything. Still got to do that step. So so I need to import URL lib, and then at the part where I get the address, I guess I'm looking at an example of how this works. So I get the address here. Actually, no, I'm just gonna go straight into URL. So parse. Wait, hold on. URL parse the address. Except I need to actually go. Because I'm only using the one function specifically out of this whole library, just doing this specifically, I guess is better. Looking at this example that I'm looking at over yonder, I see that, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so blah, and now I should be able to go a little something like this. So, rather than splitting the address, and I don't need to check that it's equal to 3. Do that, and then untab all that. Stiff. So the server name now is apparently going to be address dot you have a dot username? Address dot server name, that's the thing that's supposed to be like localhost. That's not I know dot port. Okay, hold on. Let me do the one that I know first, and then I'll look up the one that I don't. I know this is dot port, but now I need the I don't know what the term is. Is path? Is it path? Because path will be the localhost thing. It's path. Yeah, it's path. Okay. Path. Just double checking. Yep. So that should be right. Okay. So that was something I'm supposed to do is better, or something along those lines. Okay. So now, one other thing I just want to check. These I never use. Can I get rid of them, or is it not going to like that? I'm going to guess that it won't like that. Really? Oh wait, that's on the server. That's on the there. Okay. I just do this here. It's the same on both ends. So if I can get it working in one place, I can get it working in the other. You don't like that. Okay. Very well then. You can have those there. Okay. So okay. Now what? Now what am I doing? Okay, so now we get into more of the tidying things up phase. And in doing that, I think I'm trying to decide if I want to start the server or start the client. So I'll start the server because it's like more there. So we have our signal handler. Cool, that's all good. This accept thing. This is stuff with the selector library that I don't entirely know how it works. So I'm really gonna try and, at the very least, just not change the name of this and not change the name of this. Yep. And then beyond that, let me also do this. Okay. Beyond that, I could split up some of these into their own functions, but I don't need to. That's not that. They aren't that long. Main though, even main isn't that long. I'd like at least maybe this while true loop to well, what would I call it? I was gonna read. In my head, I was like, I'll name it read, but no, that doesn't. I have a function called read already. Okay, so just trying to think of what is the best way. Maybe I could split some of this up into different functions. So in main, we set up the signal for the control C thing. We do that first before anything else. I set up the server port. I don't know if this is the best way of doing this, but I just generate a random number to get as the server port. I don't know if there was a better way to like get an open. There's a function that's like get an open port, any open port or something, but whatever. Then I do the socket stuff to set up that. I have this at 5. I don't know. I don't know how high or low this number should be. But this is what I got from an example thing, but I know it could be higher or lower. Well, the higher the better, but I don't know how bad it is if it's too high. Okay, so then where's the part where it says it will wait for connections at... Oh, there's no introduction thing before that? That's the first thing it says? Yeah. Okay. We'll wait for connections at port blah. Registers, waiting for incoming client connections. And then it goes through all its events. So I could make a function called like read events. Well, I could have the function be inside the while loop or have that be in, like have read events, then start the infant while loop. I guess I'll do it like this. So read events, no, not that. I'll just do it like that. Why don't you like this? Cell, you, right. Do I need to pass the... Either I pass the... cell. I don't know what your data type is. Oh, I guess I don't need to care about what it is. Why do you have a problem? How is this any different? I'm not doing this right. What about this am I not doing correctly? Like, yes, it's because the formatting got messed up. Like this, right? Yeah, that's it. But even still, that shouldn't have made all that get uncomment. Like, it was all like blurred out because it would like never get there, but yeah, whatever, it's fine. Okay. So while true, get your things. I don't know if it should have a timeout or not, but whatever. It's working as it is right now, so I'm just not going to touch it. Okay, so it does that. I guess, how much of this should I try to be splitting up into different functions? I guess as much as possible, just to, it's cleaner code or something. Connect, we go server socket setup, socket setup. Now, if I can hit the right buttons, that would be great. That'd be fantastic. So the one thing I have to make sure of is that when I'm doing this, is that it's not making local variables that then aren't changing like other variables that would be a problem if they weren't changed. So I need to just make sure that I'm doing that correctly. Like the server port, it's not defined. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, I mean, calling the function would be... calling the function here would be a good first step. Okay. I also have this register thing in the middle here. I don't know if I should do that. I almost think that it's fine being here. Okay. Well, I think like having this, like now it's waiting, because that's the point where it's actually done the registering thing. So it's like it sets up the socket. It's like, we're going to wait here, set it up. Now we're waiting. But this might be fine. Have it like this. So now, though, I need to go... make, wait, darn, do I need to, so, what's a better way of doing this? All right, trying to remember how to like properly handle variable stuff like this. There's ways of doing it. I'm trying to think of like what would be the best way of doing this. With how I deal with all these variables. Do I want to make a bunch of global variables that I'm then going between with these different functions? Like mainly for cell. Is that, well, cell is a global thing. Let me go. Maybe here I shouldn't necessarily pass it. I should just go global cell, something like that. And then I don't need to pass that as input. I can just read it like that. Whoop-de-doo. Although maybe I should do the same thing here. Yeah, maybe I just go global and then everything that I need to use that like goes between functions. Because then I'm probably just going to have another things like def introduction or something. This just to print off these. This one line signal thing, I think I'm fine with that being in main as it is. Whoops, I need the actual. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so now everything that goes between the different things, I'm gonna need to make global variables. So global server port. And I have to actually make it a global variable. I will do that momentarily. So socket setup, introduction, read events. Global cell, global server port, I guess. I'm gonna need a global version of, do I need the server socket to be global? I do, because, well, I access it like up here, I think, right? Works. No, I think I do want this to be like this. Whatever, I'm just gonna do it to be safe. So all three of these things being global. I'm gonna do it in sort of reverse order. The order that like they're used is the order I'm gonna make them. Right, is this correct? Okay. So now I just need to go add this variable into existing. Oops. Equals, I don't even know. You're a number, right? So, yeah. Let's also just get the order of this to be better. The order that I actually use the things. Seems good. Oh, except gets the server socket, like there. Okay. Interesting. So that would mean that... Oh, wait. Why am I doing this twice? Oh, that was from some old code stuff. Because it's being passed here, I don't care about... I don't think I need it to be global, right? No, I need it to be global here. Okay. And I don't know a default value of socket before putting in this stuff, because otherwise I don't think it'll like that. Right. Unless, actually, well, server socket. And then, well, if I can make this, can I make this nothing? But then I set to different, like, data type thing. What is server socket, string or socket? Can I just do this? Type socket or socket. How do I get in like empty default value thing? What would this be? This would be like, what do I Google to get this? So Python socket default value. When the socket module is first imported, the default is none. If I go none. Like, I basically want to make the variable give it a type later. Almost. Not give it a type later. I'd like to say that its type is of type socket. But I just don't have a default value for it. Okay, so there. Or none. Ah, no, don't do that. Let's go maybe Python make a variable set value later? Or like declare variable without setting value. So there's initialized to none. It seems like Python lines, as soon as you access it, it crashes. Weird. Weird. I don't know if I'm doing like a good way of doing this. I could try breaking out classes, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. It's not like I want to make a variable and then set its default thing later. Oh, hey Chroma, can I pick your brain to help me fix a bug? Sure, I suppose. What problem are you having? Lightning stripes? Hopefully it's a Unity problem, because if not, then I might not be much help otherwise. But no, I might be able to help with if it's just a general programming thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna. What do we even just without setting its like type? Okay, fine. I'll just stick with the equals none thing for right now. It's 100% a Unity problem. All right, well, throw it at me. Yeah. Okay, so meantime, I'm figuring this out. So what was I just doing? So I set this equal to none, and then hopefully it will be fine here because I'll be setting it over yonder. Now, wait, wasn't there one thing I didn't need here? Was it the, wait, no, no, I forget what I was doing, but there was something, one of these three I was going to get rid of, I thought, that I said I didn't need, but maybe I do need. Server socket I need for here. I need the port for here. Maybe I do need all three. What? Oh, I thought I didn't need the socket until I scrolled up and saw that I needed the socket. I need cell for sure for here. Why am I able to just... Oh, this probably isn't working right, is it? Because I need to go global cell. I hope I'm doing this right. I'm not sure. So, okay. Ooh, there's your thing. So, so I have built a targeting system using a list. Okay. When I iterate past the end of the list, the target stays on the last index. But when I try to step back a target, it retargets the last index. So I have to press twice to get it off the last index. Weird. Interesting. So, first of all, so if you're trying to iterate past the end of the list, that should be causing errors, but I guess maybe you have some stuff in there to have that not happen. Try to step back. Retargets the last target. So I would have to see. So what I would do to start is your, I guess, number that is the index of what the target, like what target it's supposed to, your index that you're increasing and lowering as you're pressing things to go back to like different things, like that number. Do like a debug.log or print statement to like every frame see what that number is, and then run your thing, and then see, does that number actually go above your end of list thing? Because if it does, then you're probably going to want to like clamp it in some way, to have some if statement of like, oh, if we reach the end of the list, keep this thing at the end of the list. That's a good suggestion. I will go check that. Yeah, because that could be the case. Usually if that, like, sometimes a number just isn't being equal to what you think it's being equal to. I had a time where I spent hours trying to solve a programming problem that was supposed to be drawing red circles, and it's like, why isn't this working? I don't know why this isn't working. And then from doing some print statements or debug.log things, this was a JavaScript thing. Or no, it was just plain Java. I realized that I was drawing the circles with a negative radius, so it just wasn't drawing them at all. That was because I had a minus sign somewhere instead of a plus sign, but still, like, that was a thing that I figured that out from, printing variables. Even though I'm so positive that this variable is equal to this, but it wasn't. So, print statements can help with that. Yeah, and that would be my suggestion. With, that's not necessarily the problem. It could be something else, but, that's, just in general, I find that, print statements are my debugging tool. Just seeing oh, this code ran, and at this part, this variable is equal to this. A lot of that can go a long way, I guess. Even you slowly, after it's still not working, you have to start breaking down your assumptions almost. I was so I'm so sure that this thing is running right, then maybe you have to almost step back and be okay, maybe it isn't actually working the way I think it is. I've had times with that too, like the example I just said, where I'm so positive that this radius is correct, but it wasn't. So that's a thing there. Anyways, but come back if that doesn't work, and I can troubleshoot more, I suppose. And remember that because arrays start at 0, the last element of the array is going to be the length minus 1, right? So that might be another thing. That might help you with your array thing. That might be why you're having to press back twice or something. So yeah. Okay, what was I just doing? What was I just doing? I was doing things with global variables. Yes. Mainly, okay, I'm cleaning up my code. That's it. With main function stuff. I think I'm good on server for now. Let's clean up the client. That needs to be cleaned up a lot more. So the indexing is fine. Same problem. Ooh, interesting. So to clarify, let's say your array is of size 5, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in your print statements, you're seeing that it's going 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. No. No. I just said the wrong thing right there. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is what your I value. I'm gonna say usually when I do for loops, I have I. So your for loop or whatever going to I going from 0 to 4. So it's at 4, but then you say back up and then it's still equal to 4, and then you back up again and now it's equal to 3. Is that what is happening specifically? Yes. Okay. First of all, that latency is really good. Right now, yeah, you responded as soon as I said that, but it never goes to 5. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I misspoke there. Interesting. So could you're in my Discord, I believe, right? Could you send in the one channel, my programming questions Discord, send me a screenshot of, because I tend to work better but from seeing code screenshots, so I can more so look at what might be going on. Let me toss out my script. Yeah, specifically, I'm interested in seeing the part where you are decreasing I guess. I'm it should probably just be like I minus minus at some part, but more the part around that, the condition of why of how you're decreasing I, whatever it's called. I'm saying I because I'm imagining like a for loop, but you probably don't have that. So your index, that's what I comes from meaning index, and then J just being the next letter of the alphabet. Discord, I don't have that set up yet. I will one day. I keep saying that, but I will one day. Let me get you that real quick. Shazam. It's probably easy to set up, but I haven't done it yet. Slowly, I'm increasing the professionality of my stream, whatever. I mean, I recently got, so now when I'm looking at chat, I'm looking towards the camera instead of away from it. So that's a thing. There is that. Yeah, so yeah, I can see if I can solve that, figure that out. That would be you, I guess. So I have a channel called Programming Questions. Put it in that one, I guess. The organization of my Discord server doesn't matter that much, but I don't know. Keeping it a bit tidy, I suppose. I'm also going to hey there you anyway. Anyone that joins the server, I hey there them. So all right, but I'll see if I can see what's wrong there. I mean, you can either send a screenshot or just like your whole script. Either one works. I guess the whole script means that I could actually see like everything, assuming it's not like 1,000 lines of code. But oh, there. Okay, I see. I'm gonna put this so that it's over here now. Wow, the technology. All right, so I see an enumerator, so that first would lead me to believe that you have a coroutine. That's how this is working. So if coroutine is equal to true. So, okay, list of targets. Well, okay, okay, new game object, Grav Collider. That's okay. Oh, that's long. That's fine. Okay. Could you direct me to the function of issue? I will be skimming this, but if you have like where specifically, I guess I can't even see line numbers. Where should I direct my attention to? If underscore target right. Can I search in this? No, but I tell you what I can do. Didn't do that. No, let me see the whole thing. I go a little bit like a blah. It was right there in the center. Oh, well, oops. I didn't see it. See, when you've written your own code, you know what to look for. Notepad, much better. No, I did this so I could search. Target right. Is that the only? No. Okay. Oh, those are the only two instances of it. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, you must have it as a public variable or something beyond the scope of the function. Okay. So, what am I looking for? So, is a Boolean? Oh, that's not your index. Oh, but I guess X index is your index. So, so you have your targetables. Okay, so if your index plus 1 is less than the count of targetables is a list, I would assume from the fact that it's count rather than dot length being an array. Yep. So, so you're increasing it. Less than. If plus 1 is less than the count, increase it. Then target is equal to targetables.element at bois. Then target rise false. Print the target, print the index. Okay, so your number though. So you're saying that index. And then target left is to decrease it though. And it's decreasing where there's the problem, right? Like you're going like beyond, and then going down is not working. Well, I mean it's both. I mean, but it's when you go down specifically that it's like, hey, it's too high now. So should it be? Oh, whether or increase or decrease it does the same thing is weird. weird off the end behavior. Interesting. Okay, so a list's count that will be equal to the number of things. So if there's 5 things, that will be equal to 5. I'm pretty sure that's how count works with a list. I haven't used proper lists in a while. I usually use arrays. Yeah, that is how that works. But then the elements of that array would go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1 to 4. So in this case, if you have your x index equal to 3, let's say 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 plus 1 being 4 is less than the count. That is true, so it would do that. It would increase that to 4. So now, if 4 plus 1, 5 is less than target count. Wait. Wait. If you're at element 4, plus 1 is 5. Wait, oh no, 5 is less than the... Oh no, never mind, that's not how it works, never mind. No, that is how it works. Like, it was... That looks intended behavior to me. Because that can be 5 is less than 5, which is no. Okay, and then going down, when you're at element 0, minus 1 is less than or equal to 0, or is greater than or equal to 0, which that also seems correct. Could it be weird? What else could it be? So yeah, so if your x index is right, so when you print, okay, so when you're running this, you are seeing like x index is equal to 4, and then you press target right, and it stays being equal to 4. Correct? It does, so it doesn't go to 5, as would be indicated here. But then when you decrease it, it goes to... Oh, here's an idea. Well, I was going to say, what if it's like being increased and decreased at like the same time or something like that? But that might not be the case. Let me look at all cases where this target variable is being changed. Well, okay, it'd be great if I could just see the whole word of it. Actually, I mean, if I just go this, then I'll get all the parts where it's being set equal to something. So, no, so that's when you're making the target thing. Oh, you're having 2 sets of things there. Okay, yeah. Okay. Minus 1 equal that. Okay, yeah. So those are the same. So you fix it in one place, it should fix it in the other. In theory. So, then, if target acquire equals false, first or default. So do you know for certain that this is never running? I'm gonna think that it's not. Because again, if this was going to get an element of the array that didn't exist, like it went too high or too low, it should be returning an error. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So the fact that it's not doing that, yeah, it would crash. Exactly. So it's not giving an error. So you should be good there. Well, actually, it's more. If it tries to access an element of the array that doesn't exist, it doesn't make Unity crash. It's just you get errors and then things start to break, but it doesn't bring you out of play mode immediately. Mainly, like that script just stops running, but I have it pause. Oh, cool, fair enough. Or is that might be a setting thing, or actually no, maybe it does have. I guess it may depend on what the error is. Whatever. Anyway, so so with that, So, so could you, okay, here, so for more print statement testing, have before, okay, I was gonna say maybe like before the if statement have something with, I don't know, let's see, because again, your case is that, so even if it's like 4, like, I mean, I keep using the example of it being 5, an array of size 5, so the last element is 4. If it's 4 and you keep going, trying to go up and it stays at 4, but then as soon as you go down 1, it stays at 4. I don't know, to see more of that happening, I guess. Like, put a print statement maybe like before the if statement, exactly what you described. Yeah, okay. So, like, maybe put like another print statement like... what if... I can figure this out. Maybe. Okay. So if it's for well, okay, first while I'm stammering and trying to figure this out, just more print statements like before the if statement to test what things are, before like this if statement to test things are, before you actually subtract the thing, maybe, I don't know. More print statements in places might give you more information that could be useful. I don't know. Mainly with the value of x index, like before the if statement saying it's true or something. I don't know. Okay. So, but like, okay, so like the logic here seems to be right, but like but unless we're both missing something. So it could be something that's happening somewhere else in your code, maybe, but there's not like, doesn't seem to be a lot of other places where that would be happening. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So when I'm trying to like also just keep going through the logic myself. Like, am I getting something wrong here? So like, because the code is too simple to be doing this, lol. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you do have it in a coroutine. I don't know if like that's messing anything up, but no, it should be fine. So there is a way to do breakpoints in Visual Studios with Unity. I don't know if you are familiar with that at all, but a way you can basically put a thing where it like stops your program at this line, and then you can see what the values of all your variables are at that point in time, and then sort of step forward. That it's weird to use like with Unity, but it is a doable thing. I haven't used too much, but I'm aware that it exists. I've dabbled with it a few times, and I've used it here and there with like actual or like non-Unity programming. So if your index is 4 currently. Oh. Never used it with Unity. Haven't used breakpoints since college either. Yeah, I mean, I'm in university right now, so that's where I'm having to use breakpoints sometimes here and there. I mostly debug with print statements. Yeah, same here. I never use the other debugging tools ever. I rely on print statements quite a bit. So, test something for me. If you go up to, so I'm using the example of 5, whatever your usual highest value of the array is, go up to 4, don't click it extra times, and then immediately back up. And does it still do the double thing? I want to just test that scenario. Both ways, I guess. Okay, yeah. So like when you try to go up past a lot and then you try to back up, it takes 2 steps to go back. But if you just hit the value and then back up immediately, does it also double up for whatever reason? Because maybe it's doing it every time for some reason. Just something to test that can give more information, to not make assumptions that could be wrong, I guess. Nope. If I step past... if I just step past the ends of my snapping. Oh, Hidden. Oh, why are you wearing a lab coat? Hello. Hi, Hidden. I'm wearing a lab coat because I own a lab coat, and my logo has an animated me wearing a lab coat, and I like lab coats, I guess. And it's recognizable. So you maybe clicked on this stream because you saw me wearing a lab coat, so that might be proof that it's working. No, I don't know. I just... Because I can, I guess. BRB, or fast. All right, Lightning Stripes. I will continue trying to... I'm not too sure what else could be the problem here. But, yeah, so that's that. So hello, Hidden. Right now I'm in the middle of... Well, I'm doing this Python... Oh, not this. Over over yonder, I'm writing this Python program that's like a little chatbot type thing. Well, no, sorry, not chatbot. Like having a server and a client and two real people being able to like chat back and forth. A messaging thing. First little school project thing. We took a bit of a detour. Lightning Stripes here. I'm try to help him debug something with Unity. Usually I do Unity game development stuff. That it would be my primary form of content, especially Twitch content. Can you do my homework? I don't think so. Depends on what it is. I'm in 10th grade. Oh, cool. Well, I was in high school once. I mean, if you have, like seriously, if you have programming questions, I can try and answer them. Obviously, I'm not going to do whole projects for you or whatever, but no, I'd be happy to try and answer like programming questions. Yeah. So, the lightning strikes. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm still not sure what's wrong with your program here. Let me not have that covered in the whole screen. I'll follow you in return. Well, in that case, I have to. But no, what is the thing that you want help with? I might actually be able to help. Tell me what it is. I definitely would appreciate a follow. This is insane. This is absolutely, if I can put my hand in the right place, this is absolutely crazy and insane that this is even a thing right now. I've been streaming for like a month and a little bit. A month and a week. Although recently, in like the last week, I haven't been able to stream that much because I've just been busy with a lot of other stuff. But even right now, I'm streaming, working on a school project. Well, usually I'm doing game development stuff. But I should be streaming a lot more in the next coming weeks. I hope. We'll see. And mainly actually getting back to my Unity content. My Unity game that I really want to be getting done. Bro. Hello. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, I have a Discord as well. If you want to send like a screenshot of if it's like a coding thing. I can't even be asked the task I need to do. Fair enough. I have a Discord if you want to send like a screenshot of whatever this is. I'm assuming it's a coding thing. If it's like an English essay, I'm not doing. I say that because I'm in the middle of writing an English essay right now. But yeah. but no, here I can do this though. Did this, and did this. Let alone actually doing it feels bad, man. Yeah. Well, okay. Here's my Discord server link thingy. Where, yeah, you haven't answered what is your actual thing that you maybe want help with. It is a coding thing, right? Got another small favor. Sure, but I've yet to hear what the actual school thing is. Is it a programming thing or not? Okay, but also what was it? Lightning Stripes. If you're still, oh, can you please close this notepad? Oh, light mode, dark mode. Yeah, is literally. Yeah, sorry about that in my face. Fair enough. Dark mode for the win. Well, I am a light mode person, except this because this was default things, but with my Unity stuff with Visual Studios, I usually am in light mode in that. Although, maybe I should be actually converting to dark mode everything just to get more viewers. If there's people who will genuinely not watch my content if I'm not in dark mode, then that might be something I genuinely want to consider. But my eyes are fine with light mode or dark mode. I can tell your white mode guy by your coat. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I don't think they sell black lab coats. Maybe they do. That can be my first line of merchandise, is lab coats of different colors. Matrix? Oh, well, yeah. Yes, coats like that exist, but this is a lab coat, which is different. Main difference is it's got a weird pocket here to be able to do this. This exists on lab coats, and to my knowledge doesn't exist on most other types of coats, but also just the way the pockets are and all that. Yeah, I don't know. This is also a legitimate lab coat, by the way. Like, I got it from a place that, like, actual science-y people might get lab coats. So it is a genuine lab coat, so that's another cool thing. At my university, anyway. My science teacher is pretty fit. Cool, I guess. Does he wear a lab coat? I had a science teacher that made a potato gun launcher thing. So there's that. I hope she waits for me to grow older and just maybe Okay. Sure. Well, yeah, all right. Anyway, what was before though your school thing? What was that? Because you have yet to say that. I'm curious of what that was. Yeah, my hair's sticking up a little bit. Yeah. Also, well, okay, I am still trying to help Lightning Stripes. Let me bring back up that code. Where was that? I guess I'll go back to it not being the super brightness that is that is Notepad. Okay, so yeah, what was I doing here? But yeah, Lightning Stripes. I'm still not too sure what the problem is here. It definitely is strange that this is doing this. So I'd say maybe try to break out the breakpoints in that if you have like just trying to run. Wait, no, but so you did say so before though. You did say that it when you just go up by 1 and then go down, then it doesn't double up, which is weird because there has to that means that there has to be something else in your code that something has to change with something. Because if you're just going off of the 4, I keep using the 4 or 5 example, going from the 4 going down to 3 and going from a 4 to another 4, there has to be some other thing that changes between going from 4 to 4 and 4 to 3. Something has to change there. So we got to find out what that is. What is different in that scenario? There has to be some variable or something that's different. I would think that would be my theory. John has 25 apples, then something happens at the end of the question. He ends up with 13. Oh, so it's a mathy thing. Okay. I mean, I can't help really with that without seeing actual question stuff. Could you? I mean, I guess I could try and help with that. I mean, yeah. Oh, so you can do it for me? I don't know because I have no idea what the context of the rest of the question is. I mean, it's just the one question. I can do that, but there's like a bunch of others. I don't think I'm gonna do all of that. No guarantees I could even do whatever the rest of the question is. But post the rest of the question, I guess, and if I have any idea of how to do it, I can try to offer assistance, I suppose. Or do you think John just maybe ate them? Are you trolling? Is that what's happening now, potentially? Or what? Because also I see your name is hidden, and I don't know if your name is actually hidden, or like if your name is something else that's coming up is hidden for some reason as well. I'm messing around, lol. Fair enough. Alrighty. Does that mean you actually have a question, or do you not? Was that all just to lead up to that? Okay. I don't, lol. Oh, fair enough. Okay. All right. Well, you got me good then. Fair enough. Well played. You're not the first one well, your first one. Well. Or I don't know why I did all that. Well, fair enough. Who's the other person? Was it Austin or William that also was... Oh, you just rolled with it so well? Well, fair enough. I've been got. Fair enough. I just had to continue it? Okay, well, fair enough. Yeah, you definitely got me. You gave me content for my stream. So who's the real one that's been got now? No, I don't know. Whatever. All right. So, yeah. Lightning Stripes, are you still here? Or with this, do you have any more insights into any of this going wrong based on what... Yeah? Yeah. Do you have any other insights into what might be the problem here? Because I don't. I laughed a ton, though. Had a good time. Well, I'm glad I was able to do that. I'm laughing, too, so... It's not like, yeah, thank you for the follow. Oh my god, thank you. I really appreciate that. Woo, that is 47. That is amazing. I am 3 away from theoretically being able to make money on Twitch. So that's, I probably won't for a while, but you know, be cool to hit that 5-0 because there's a few different requirements, and this is the last one I have to hit. I've hit all the other ones, and then 50 followers. So yeah, if I found I'm missing a few chat messages. Okay, if I found out that if I put an else to the inside function, that it wouldn't let me come back off the ends. Weird. You deserve it, but the white notepad was real. It did definitely hurt me. Lol. Fair enough. So I mean, I don't think Notepad has a dark mode, and I'm someone who uses Notepad a lot more than I should for like everything that like I just need to like jot something down real quick. So I mean, I may not have full screen Notepad with theme. Yeah, fair enough. Well, beyond that, I think the only other thing I use that has light mode is Visual Studio, which maybe not VS Code what I'm using now, Visual Studio with Unity, but. I don't know. I can play around with doing that later next time I get back to actually doing Unity stuff. Fair enough though. Maybe that is something I should do. Discord is dark mode? True. Okay, I guess I should specify. Things that were in dark mode, that were by default in dark mode, are usually still in dark mode. Things that were in light mode by default, it's not, I guess, not necessarily much dark mode / light mode. It's more so just whatever the default was when I got the program. Turn on white mode, now that hurts. Well, I can do just that. No, actually, I know at one point Discord with like April Fool's thing, they're like, we've deleted light mode. It would have been funnier if they said they deleted dark mode and now everyone had to be in light mode as an April Fool's, but yeah. But lightning strikes. Let me get back to what you were saying. So if I found that if I put in else into so the inside function, it won't let me come back from the ends. In else to this function and like this one, and what do you have inside that else? You can't just having else and absolutely nothing wouldn't theoretically change anything. What did you put inside that else statement that changed the functionality of it? Do you know? It was a yield break. Oh, interesting. Okay, interesting. So I have an idea. I have a theory. So, your turn right. So whenever you run like the inside of this, you set like target left and target right to false. Is it possible that when you go above the things and then go back down, these aren't being disabled properly? So maybe like you're on the right, you go to decrease it, and then it like decreases, but then immediately runs the left one that increases it again. But then now the left one is set to false, so it doesn't do that a second time. Could that maybe have to do with the issue? Possibly. That wouldn't explain why it's not working the other way, but good idea. Let me check. Yeah, that doesn't explain why it wouldn't be working the other way. Well, no, because I could do this and then the next frame it goes back to the top. No, that could explain that, yeah. So that would be my theory, is that the your target right and target left aren't being disabled how they should be. Yeah, so I would suggest doing that maybe, I suppose. I mean, actually, how I would fix that would probably be a thing, is that if as soon as you do the thing you're setting it false, just put turn right outside of the if statement like here, or at the beginning. Just have if target right is true, set it to false no matter what. If target left is true, like set it to false no matter what, even if this if statement runs or it doesn't. That would be my suggestion on tweaking that. Yeah. All right, well, while you're doing that, I guess now I'll get back to my actual code stuff. Ooh, VS Code. So my code things, I guess also recapping where we are at. And also making sure this works. I've changed some things. Let me make sure those changes are actually still working just for myself. So I have 3 terminals open using this thing called Ubuntu, or Ubuntu. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. So yeah, one's a server. The bottom, if I can point, the bottom right one is the server. Those 2 over there are 2 clients. So if I run the server, I get will wait for client connections at a port blah. And then over here, if I now run one of the clients with that port number 47814 and give it a username, that's one of the arguments. This I'm calling it Alice, and the other one I call Bob. connection to the server, registration successful, cool Dios. Over here, it accepts that connection, and then connection established, waiting to receive messages from user. Blah. And then now, if I connect from Bob by typing the same thingy, blam, that succeeds. And then, oops, now I should be able to start typing like, hello, Alice. Ta-da. So it went through the client. It realized, hey, we got a message from Bob. Let's send this to everyone else. And then up here, it's Alice gets the message. And then I can go, hey there, Bob. And then that should get sent back. And then I can go like more the gobbledygook. And that's all working as it ought to be. So that's cool. The one thing that's weird is when I'm halfway through typing a message and then Bob sends a message, is it does this. Whoops. But it sent that whole thing. So that's weird, but frankly, I don't know if I care much to fix that. Well, I think the program will be, it's fine. It's fine that it does that, I think. It doesn't error, it still sends the whole message thing. And I don't know how I would get it to keep the what it had typed so far. And I think it keeping what it had typed so far is preferable to it emptying the, clearing what was there before. I guess. So that's how that currently is. So, yeah. Oh, and then furthermore, then I can have Bob disconnect. Cool. That was Alice that disconnected. Cool. Bob can keep talking to himself in the void. And then I can close the server, and that will also close Bob's client. So, cool. So all the functionalities here, what this needs to do. Now, I'm just cleaning things up, putting things in their own functions, and then commenting everything, and hopefully we'll be in business of this being done, I guess. Yeah, so define, so to put these in different functions, what's the best way of doing that? So I'm going to put, actually, this bit over here, and I think I'm going to go get, or make a function that's like, get user input, or it's like program input actually. Hey Chroma, hey Lightning, or hey Stripes, or whatever. I don't know. You're a hero. Woo! It worked. Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah. Woo. Glad that it did. Yeah. Because I that was what I was thinking of, like the fact that this one number was doing two different things, so there had to be some third thing, some other thing that was impacting it. That was, I guess, what led to my idea there. Thanks so much. Probably saved me hours of troubleshooting. Woo! That's what I aim to do with helping, I guess. I've been there, spending hours trying to figure out stuff like that. I've been there hours on my own streams. Actually, one of my first few streams, I spent like 2 hours trying to solve a programming thing in Unity to then realize that I misspelled a variable name in a string, so that didn't work. And then I thought it was working. I was like, yeah, it's working. And then everything broke again. Another 2 hours later, I realized that I had a variable that was public. I set it to private by accident and then never set it back to public. But I don't remember why that wasn't actually giving an error. It wasn't giving an error. It was just then not working. But it was some weird, like, custom editor stuff, so, yeah. Oh man, the worst is spending 8+ hours on a problem, go to bed and wake up with the answer. Well, at least you get an answer out of that. There's time where, like, you spend hours and you just do not come up with an answer, and that sucks. But no, yeah, definitely, yeah, wasting a lot of time on something that should be so simple is not fun. So let me go get program. No, get arguments, actually. Be the better terminology, I guess. Arguments. Blah. Blah. Nothing is going as planned. Yeah. Lightning Stripes was just there. And I was there in this a little earlier. But, actually, like, the last, like, on Saturday when I was working on this, I was struggling with this so much. Get all this stuff to work with this weird select stuff and all that. Oh, but One Hit Gaming, though, do you have have a bug of something going on that I can try and help troubleshoot or something along those lines. Let me move this back to over here, actually, just to start. Shablam and shablam. Okay, lurking, gotta go cook dinner. Well, you go do that, I guess. Yeah, fair enough. I'll be finishing this thing and then getting back to Unity. I need to maybe stop rambling because I need to, if I can finish this, I can get back to the cool Unity stuff. I have ideas with that. We're struggling a lot before with all this graphical lighting stuff, and we're still going to be struggling a bit with that. But I have ideas, more ideas to figure some stuff with that out. The first of which is switching over to the HD render pipeline rather than the universal render pipeline. I was considering that, but I think I've now made my decision that I'm going to actually do that. No, I just can't get C#. Oh, you're like, well, you're having a C# problem, or you can't open Visual Studio or something? What sort of, thing have you got going on there? Get argument, okay, what I was doing here, though, is just separating things into functions. Let me continue doing that. Oh, this was supposed to be here. Except now, actually, it's going to be up at here. Probably. Okay. Okay, get arguments, blah. Except, not fine, is that fine? So the only things here, so I get the, oh, I need to, make a global variable for the address. Yeah. Global address, and then, I need to make that. I'm trying to write my own scripts and now just use others. I see what you mean. Like you're struggling trying to do some coding stuff before, so now you're trying to like sort of like find assets that have coding stuff and work out with. Oh, I'm trying to write my own script and not just use others. Oh, fair enough. Well, one thing that I do think is a thing is that like trying to like download some other person's code from the internet and trying to just read that person's code can be tough. Definitely when you've made a program yourself, I personally tend to like understand it better just because like I'm the one that made it or whatever. Not to say like still making it is hard. Can be really hard. Like I struggled so much with making this. Like you might look at this and have no idea what any of this is. I was in the same boat when I was looking at other people's examples doing this same thing where I had no idea how any of this worked. But then through my struggling, eventually I was able to get this to work, and now that I've programmed most of like this, actually most of it other than just some examples I found that I was able to tweak, from being able to like actually dissect them, which was definitely a struggle. I do now understand how a lot of this works. So there is that, but definitely, yeah, no, programming can be very tough sometimes. That's for sure. Yeah, but like in terms of trying to, I guess, learn how to program in C#, I don't know if do I know any like good tutorials that would be good for such a thing? Well, how did I start? My journey of starting to learn Unity was the rollerball tutorial. That is like, it's like the hello world of Unity. I don't think that has that much programming though. Actually, funny enough, is my first tutorial. I actually did something very similar enough-ish. I don't know what would be a good recommendation of a C# tutorial type thing. Well, I don't even know if you'd want to do a tutorial that's just C#, but more like, C# how it applies to Unity things specifically. That would be more useful. So I guess it'd kind of be the thing where like making a simpler game could come with simpler programming potentially. So even just trying to make something as simple as like just like some of the like very simple like Unity tutorials that are out there, like the rollerball tutorial. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Well, I don't even know if that one's still used. It's just one that it was a thing like ages ago of like, this is, how you start learning Unity, kind of, sort of. I'm doing the Code Academy course. I'm learning-ish, but I can't apply it to Unity. Fair enough. Yeah, because that's definitely a thing, is that just learning C#. Like, there's a lot that is different between like C# on its own and C# in Unity. And that's just because when you apply it to Unity, there's all this extra stuff that is Unity-specific that you just have to learn kind of how that stuff works. Like the start function, the update function, and certain accessing Unity things. That's like all it's all Unity. So even if you were to program in a different programming language in Unity, in fact, you used to be able to program in JavaScript in Unity and in Python, Python sort of thing with Unity, but you still had to, like, there's a lot of commonality in just the accessing the Unity stuff. That's not really a thing anymore, and I would not recommend it because they sort of I guess, like, phased it out. That C#'s more, I guess, the standard for doing Unity stuff. I don't even know if you can program Unity stuff with JavaScript anymore. You might be able to, but yeah, C# would be the way to go with that. But just, I guess then in terms of learning that programming stuff as it applies to Unity, the best way of doing that is to find tutorials like that are Unity tutorials, I would think. Because there's also a lot of areas of C# programming that you'll never need to know for like doing that sort of stuff with Unity. Or for the most part. There's even things like advanced topics that you don't necessarily need to know for Unity stuff. Like, you don't have to know what a binary search tree is for unless you're doing some like really complicated things with Unity. There's now a good course or tutorial that teach like Codecademy, but it applies to Unity. Oh, there's no like good courses that teach like Codecademy that apply to Unity? Well, there's this one YouTuber. His name is CyberChroma. I'm kidding. Actually, I don't really have any like Unity tutorials that are just programming. I have some that are like that do have a decent amount of programming in them, but no. I don't think I would. There's no like one of my videos that I think I would recommend for your scenario. But I'm trying to think if I remember any like again, just making simple games. I'm not familiar with Codecademy, so I don't know what its tutorial thing is like. I do know, well, yeah. I mean, definitely learning some autocorrect. Fair enough. What was I saying? So, I lost my train of thought. But in terms of like tutorial stuff, I mean, okay, so there is, on Unity's website, they have a whole tab, this like learn tab thing. I don't know if there would be any good resources in there, but I don't want to like waste your time with like giving you a recommendation of bad tutorials and stuff. Usually, like for me, I just kind of Google as I go. But I guess, you know, it takes some skill, like some knowledge to be able to even, oh, that's super bright. Maybe I shouldn't have that like that. To even get to that point of kind of knowing what to Google, I guess. But yeah, but I do know this is a thing on the Unity website, so I don't know. Oh, okay, this page is black, so I'll do that. So, but I know there's this page. Well, on the Unity website, there was a tab called Learning, and then there was like Unity Learn or whatever. I have no idea how helpful this website may be. I do know that it has like a lot of different like things. Look at Codecademy.com. I can do that. Can I? Hold on. Do I have an account with this? There's a chance I might actually. Hold on. Let me just. I don't know if have I used Codecademy before in the past? No, I haven't. Okay, never mind. Maybe I've been thinking of something else. Note helpful. I tried it. I'm guessing autocorrect was not in your favor there again. No help. I tried it or something like that. Explore my own. Okay, well I just made an account real quick. Well, logging in through Google, but let me. I want to see your complete set of things. Neat. I'm curious just to see the just the format of not. Can you link to any like specific tutorial? I'm just curious to see what like the format of the tutorial. Search C#. Yeah, that would probably be a good thing to do. More so curious of just the format of tutorials that exist through here. I mean, I'm a guy who makes tutorials, kind of. I have in the past, very solemnly. So seeing other tutorials to improve my own tutorial game be a good thing to do potentially. So I'm just, okay. So I mean, I mean, actually, at one point, I was considering like making a website at some point. So it'd be cool to like basically have this one localized, like I guess it'd be like cyberchroma.com or something, or .ca because Canada. And I don't know if that would eventually become like a tutorial website thing. I mean, if I continue to make YouTube tutorials, they'll end up on there in some fashion, I'd imagine. But what am I looking at? So this is like basically like a PowerPoint-esque thing. Oh, this, I'm familiar with this kind of thing. Oh, yeah, so just like little things here and there. Right, because this is different than a YouTube video, right? Like, because when you're doing next, yeah, I wasn't looking. This is the kind of thing where, yeah, it tells you how to do things, and then you do the thing, and you continue off of that. Rather than like a YouTube video where you're just either watching or you're follow along with like the whole big thing. Rather than, I imagine this has all these like series of small exercises that teach you things. I can imagine that being more helpful for sure. Actually, how I first started learning programming, let me show you this. Science circles. I started learning learning programming in general. This was back in between the summers of grade 9 and 10-ish, or near the end of grade 10. Wait, is this playing audio? Hold on. No, okay. I don't have my headphones on, so there's like audio playing like that would be playing in, like, you guys would be able to hear it. I wouldn't. But this is Python. This ain't Unity or C#, but this was where I first started learning programming. Actually, I think it was like near the end of grade 9, something like that. Yeah, so this was a thing where you learn Python stuff and you kind of step by step. I guess I could log in. That's my old email. Oh, that's ancient. Just kind of do a little bit of this. Can you please install the Dark Reader extension? Is that a thing? Oh, to make like all of this in dark mode? Yeah, apologies for all the bright. If I do this, then it's not covering as much of the screen, so it's not as bright or something. Here, okay, I'm not going to be on here for that long. So this is an example of, the sort of stuff that this thing had. Yeah, so that's that. I mean, this is Python, so again, I don't know how helpful this would be. I know at the end you made like a really long program, like, where was, it's one in particular that I'm looking for. I just want to, this one. 12 a.m. here in the UK, sitting in my dark room. Fair enough. Getting flashbanged by your screen. I'm sorry. But here was this one massive program that was like kind of like one of the big final, like, put everything together. And this one was really hard, but I was able to do it. But okay, let's go back to the things that are Docker. So, but yeah, I see that this could be more helpful, that you go through like step by step. I'm not going to go through all this. I already see right away, a lot of stuff here that aren't really things in Unity. So I can see that. Now back to Unity though. This is darker. So I see a scripting thing. There's that. But I imagine this is basically going to go through. It's just there's a robot tutorial. Ha! I called it. I didn't know this would be here like this. But this was 2 hours. Sure. I guess this goes really in depth or something. The Rollerball tutorial, which was just a YouTube video I found, was where I started learning Unity stuff. I don't learn from reading, goes through right eye and down through right ear. Fair enough. I don't learn from reading that much either. I mean, despite me being in university, having to learn from textbooks, but like I learn best from doing, which is what I see that other website definitely seem to do that a lot. Here, let me, look through this real quick. Because now we're going back to, I see this being all bright and stuff. But I believe this thing is basically a series of YouTube videos. You mean left ear or right ear? Basically just in the head and out the head through any orifice on your face. I think, what do you say? I'm curious how this works. So I see... What? Wait, hold on. It is just YouTube videos. That's all this is. It's just formatted nicely on a website. But effectively, it's just like, download the things and follow along. Which, I mean, it does it step by step. It's a whole bunch of... it's like a whole bunch of, like, few-minute long YouTube videos. So, that is something. I see, like, making the project, creating a new scene... and you like mark the steps as completed. Interesting. That's audio that's playing. Wahaha, I have it muted. Take that, OBS. So that's that. This is all white background, so I'm keeping this off screen for the sake of Hidden's eyes. But I could fiddle around with some extension stuff later, but not right now. But yeah, no, I think I've seen enough here that maybe, I don't know if it's hard for me to say if I would recommend this because I haven't actually gone through this, but it looks interesting to me. I know the rollerball tutorial specific, I was just trolling, man. Oh, fair enough. Well, okay, this is back to being black background, but I'm not familiar with any of this, but there was a specific tab that was like about learning C# stuff. I'll stop for now. It's fine. Like, if my screen being very bright is a problem, like if the problem for you, it could be a problem for other people that like see the stream and then immediately click off. And I, in theory, want to be doing things that make my stream as clickable as possible or something along those lines. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of things here. I think there are some that you need like a pro version of Unity or some subscription-y thing. I don't know. But you know what? These are all little tutorials on, I see a lot of these are like 5-10 minutes. I recognize these terms enough to know that these are programming concepts that exist within, like that are Unity specific and C#. So on Delta Time, yeah, there's a lot of interesting things here. You know what? Maybe I do recommend this. Your title needs to include Amouranth for people to click on it. No, didn't she get banned recently? That was a thing that I think I heard on like Twitter or something. Or did she get unbanned again or something? I'm aware of who she is, kind of, but like, yeah, feels bad. I mean, my titles, I don't know. I guess I'm still trying to figure out like a good. The A-star algorithm. Oh God, no. No. Our queen be gone thought. No. You're like, oh yes, the one to do with the A-stars. Oh my God. Yeah, no. You'll never see me. If I hit 1,000 subs, God, no. Well, no, I'll embarrass myself on stream all day long if it means entertaining content. But yeah, no, that. In terms of that content being on Twitch, I mean, if people are able to make money on it, there are people to watch it. I don't know. I don't know what stance to take on that. But I do not partake in it myself. Chroma, are you East or West Coast? West. No, I'm in Ontario, so east of Canada. Southeastern Canada. I guess. Close, I don't know. It's probably not a problem. I don't know how much extent it is a problem if I reveal my location. I mean, I basically have, I think on many times I've said what school I'm going to, but I don't hear you say a boot. It totally threw me off. But let's just say close enough to Toronto, if that gives you enough location. I mean, you got that young man in a Science Code vibe going on, so a new ASMR type. Oh yeah, get like one of those, get like sciencey equipment, be like this like, you know, engineer type person, and get certain science equipment that makes like interesting noises that I can put next to a microphone. Genius idea. Yeah. Yes. Booyah. No. I need to grow more before I can like do any of that. Now building up viewers here, man. Yeah. I think at my highest I've had 15 viewers for like a very brief amount of time. Well, that was because another person that like follows me, gave me a raid of 5 viewers that they left pretty quickly. But I have been up to like 10 quite a few times, which is kind of cool. But I definitely, there are definitely things I can be doing to improve the quality of my stream. I mean, right now, all I'm doing is I'm ranting about, like, well, whatever, and, like, just showing this, like, tutorial stuff. Definitely, imagine not a lot of people are interested in clicking on that, or they click and hear me talking about nonsense and click off. I don't know. I mean, I think me being enthusiastic, talking into the camera instead of being just, like, silent, programming, not paying attention to chat whatsoever. That helps probably, but there's definitely, in terms of the actual content of my stream, I know there's things I can probably be doing more stuff there. I think having 10 viewers puts you in the top 90% of most viewed stream. the fact that I have the fact that this number isn't 0 is pretty crazy. I mean, okay. I mean, at this point, like I've been streaming for a month and a bit. I mean, actually, no. There are people who spend like years streaming before they go anywhere. I mean, not that I've gone anywhere yet, but like, yeah, no, this is definitely very, very crazy. So like, yeah, it is pretty cool, and I'm hoping to continue doing it. I enjoy streaming. I'm not in it for the money or whatever, because, like, I mean, I'm not even making money on Twitch or YouTube right now, for that matter. You seem so energetic, lol. Well, yeah, you are correct. I don't know why I did this. I do this as if it was an anger, but no, that is a completely correct assessment. I mean, I'm enjoying doing this. I'm having a good time. And it's cool that I'm having viewers. That definitely helps make this more enjoyable, I guess. And all that. Like, I mean, yeah. But actually, even working on my own coding stuff, I mean, the alternative is me sitting alone doing this anyway. So having chat definitely makes this more enjoyable, I guess. But also on the Twitch side of things, I've definitely have been enjoying doing all the Twitch stuff and plan to continue doing it. Except I keep getting really busy with like school stuff. I'm gonna sleep, but I want to go to sleep, but I can't be to get out of my seat here. Oh, fair enough. Well, yeah, you're still in high school, where 6 hours a day of class. I mean, you have like recess and all that, I guess. But yeah, I remember my high school days. Oh, yeah, I'm in university, so no, yeah. I mean, there's like definitely pros and cons. I do think that I'm older than that, lol. Oh, the 10th grade thing was part of the trolling. Ah, fair enough. Okay. But yeah, lol. Okay, fair enough. I got a job. Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, I'm in university in my 4th year, so actually I graduate this April. Well, then I'm hoping to go back for a master's, so we'll see how that goes. Then if I go, well, I can say my last name is Howe. I can say that. If I get a PhD, then I'll be Dr. Howe or Professor Howe or whatever. No, I'll be Dr. Howe. And that sounds like a Bill Nye ripoff, which would be great for the Twitch stream. No, I'm not gonna get a PhD just for the joke of it. But no, I have Dr. Howe. Yes, well, it's spelled differently, Howe. But yeah, that sounds like some kind of like. Yeah, a Bill Nye ripoff of like, you know, this like tutorial guy. Me being a guy that makes tutorials, it would be great, but no. I mean, I could call myself Dr. Howe as like a stage name kind of a thing, but no, I am Cyberchroma, I guess. Hey, Dr. Howie. Yes, exactly. Just a few too many E's, but you get the gist. Yeah. Yeah. So that's that. What was I saying? But yeah, but I definitely preferred university to high school, that's for sure. Well, no, my high school wasn't like that bad, but like right here and now I'm enjoying this more than my high schools. I mean, it's definitely, there are things that are more stressful for sure, like university exams and all that. Yeah, not fun, but like overall, I guess. I don't know. Wait, I got a good idea. Let's hear it then. Is your name actually hidden, or like is there some weird thing going on with like Twitch and OBS where like want to do some of my work to gain work experience? That strongly depends on what it is, and if it's another math thing, then probably no. But I have a decent, well, okay, I've never had a proper programming job, but I've done other jobs that are sufficient for now anyway of my resume. This summer, ideally, I'll be finding a job where I'm doing programming stuff, ideally, or just watch, if my Twitch career takes off by then I can go full-time Twitch. No, that is never gonna happen. Yeah, no. Actually, I need to like calculate of like, if I live as frugalously as possible, what is the absolute minimum amount of money I need to stay alive for like basically just food, and I can live on the street, and then how many subs do I need to make that happen, and then that is the threshold of then I can do Twitch full time. Perfect plan. And no. Yeah. But in actuality though, yeah, I'm probably gonna finish school, get a programming job of some kind. I have like ideas for my future, but we'll see where any of that goes. But I do plan to, I'd like to continue doing this Twitch thing. I've been enjoying it thus far, and also once I get to being less busy, then I can do more interesting things on stream. Well, I'm making cool Unity stuff Be cool, especially when I get to the point. My hidden name is real, by the way. Fair enough. I wasn't sure. I mean, I suspected so at this point. Just hidden. Yeah. 2007 account. Oh wait. Sorry. Or now I'm confused. Is your name actually hidden, or is your name something that's coming up as hidden through some weird Twitch OBS things? You said yeah, but then you said, oh, you can click on my name. Well, click. I do. Okay. It is. Okay. Your name is actually hidden. Okay. Cool. Fair enough. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I got Cyberchroma without any numbers on the end of it, so that's cool. Once I had my name, I just made accounts on like every website ever. Well, mostly. Mainly like social media type stuff, but it's what I meant by just hidden. Fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, I spent also like with my name, it's a bit nonsense, but I made like a meaning for it afterwards or whatever. But I spent literally, not exaggerating, literally years coming up with my name for my game development stuff. I went through many iterations of things that like either like already existed or then I didn't like or whatever. My standards dropped by a lot. Then I came up with the name Cyberchroma and liked it and have been rolling with that. And it didn't exist. I needed a name that was slightly nonsensical to be more likely to not exist. So that's a thing. Well, it has meaning, kind of. Cyber meaning future and chroma meaning color or light or whatever. And there's like I'm working towards a brighter future or whatever, colorful future. There's some meaning in there that can be BS'd out of that. Don't mind me, but to snatch up all the Chroma Cyber usernames. Oh no! Actually, on Twitter, for a while, my Twitter handle was Chroma Cyber because I didn't grab that one in time. I don't know what happened. I checked. Like a year ago, I checked it again, and then Cyberchroma was available now. I'm like, I'll take this. Don't mind me. That was like the last thing that I hadn't snatched up. Well, there's probably like others on websites I have no plan on using. Do I have it? I don't have a TikTok account, I don't think. But yeah, so there's that. Yeah, mainly just like YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, my email, obviously, and then like I don't know, other social media things. Yeah, anyways, OnlyFans? No. Okay, that is another exception, I guess. Yeah, no. Wait, I gotta snatch it up now before you take it first. No, I'm good. And you know, until I hit that point where I like do that stuff as like a joke, well, how would I what would be the best way I could make a joke out of that? Do I post just like programming? Just do programming tutorials on OnlyFans. No, I'm good. I'm good. No, yeah. Do like 10 hour-long video about the Hello World thing, but go really in depth into it. That's where I do my ASMR content of running programs so intensive that my computer's overheating, put the microphone near the computer, you can just hear the fans going. Perfect. Got a plan. Yes. No. Oh, hey, Z-Reditive. Something along those lines. Hey, I started learning Python at my college like a month ago, and I am in love. Just wanted to say hi. Smiley faces. Well, hello. Actually, Python. Oh, right, this is Python, right? But I forgot. Python is my first programming language that I ever learned. I hadn't touched Python in a while, but now I'm having to for a school project. Primarily, I use C# now with Unity doing game development stuff. But right now, for this project, I had to do Python. But yeah, Python was the very first programming language I ever learned back near the end of grade 9. And I'm currently in my 4th year of university, so that's the timeline there, I guess. So yeah, pretty cool. I started with BBC Basic. Cool. Wait, are there different types of Basic? I'm aware of one form of Basic. I had to learn that. Oh my god, actually I have a really funny story. So I had a programming-esque job
well, sort of. It wasn't really like it wasn't programming enough to be able to say put it on my resume as like a programming job. But this was like 3 years ago where they hired me, and I thought I would be doing like Excel work or something. And then they're like, "Hey, do you think you could make this a program like with Excel?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I could do that." And then I proceeded to learn Visual Basics, which is the programming language that you can do like programming stuff with Excel. I learned that as I did it for that job, and it worked, kind of. So that was great. Just Googling my way to success. But like having enough background knowledge of general programming concepts to like know what I was looking for, I guess that helped. So I wasn't going into it completely blind, but I had never touched Visual Basic before, ever. That being said, Visual Basic wasn't that hard to get the hang of. So that was good. C# was my first programming language, but that was like 1 year. Oh, there's so many messages. Hold on. I had to. Okay, C# was my first programming language, but that was just like 1 year course at high school. Cool. OF wasn't intended for technical content. The good old learning in production. Yeah, just people. Yeah, I'm aware of that with OnlyFans. They were going to be banning that at some point, and then saw that everyone was going to be leaving their platforms. They're like, hey, let's keep our money, which is interesting to say the least. But yeah, I don't know what I would do in their shoes, but it depends on, are you in it for the money or do you care about your reputation? And they clearly made their decision. So, yeah. But yeah, but having to respond to multiple people who are saying different things. Yeah. So going more chronologically. So Hazy Redivt. Amazing pronunciation of name. Like you, and there's like one other person that comes by somewhat like every so often that I just cannot pronounce their names. But yeah, C# was your first programming language? Yeah, it would have been my second, sort of, right? Yeah, it would have been my second, I guess. Well, because shortly after learning Python, I started doing Unity, and then Unity being C#. Like Unity, C#, like my only experience doing C# stuff. I've done some like C stuff, and actually in a class recently, I've had to learn C++, and I've learned that I don't like C++ that much. Well, okay, it's not that bad, but like, also I don't like C that much. Mainly all the memory management allocation stuff. Definitely, I prefer C#, and more specifically, I prefer Unity. So that is that. And then, yeah, it's like moving to YouTube style lol. I don't know how like, let's say, family friendly for this stream to be. So I'm purposely. You can tell that when I'm reading chat out loud, I'm avoiding saying certain words. But yeah, so that's but yeah, I'm just gonna move on from that. No, I don't know. So which language do you prefer, Python or C#? I know they are meant for different stuff, but there's so many messages. I'm sorry, people. I need to like. I need to just keep going back and forth. They are meant for different stuff, but still. I prefer C#, mainly because of Unity. I guess I more so prefer Unity. I like what I'm going to call visual programming, where rather than programming to just see text in consoles and stuff, or having to worry about all the nitty gritty with like CSS style stuff of making buttons or whatever. Oh god, there's so many messages. I will catch up eventually, other people. I'm just having to respond in order. But I really like Unity and C# for the more visual aspect of it, I guess. But that's just me. It doesn't even have to be game stuff necessarily. I just like more that kind of visual, seeing stuff more visual with programming, with games being a big avenue for that. But yeah, so my answer there would be C#. But I do see that like Python, especially more simpler Python programming, can be easier to learn for like beginners, especially when a lot of the formatting of how stuff is can almost look more like English. Like, where if you have like in an if statement, you have the word and rather than like and sign symbols, or instead of the lines that I'm forgetting the name of, you have like the word or things like that I think could make it easier for people who are new to Unity new to programming to learn. So definitely I think that Python can be a good like introductory language. So there's that. Okay, next message. C# will be. I'll get to the end eventually. So C# will be my first programming language in the next 10 years. I see what you're saying. Yeah, Fair enough. It can be hard to learn with like Unity and stuff and all that. And definitely like I've only really been jumping around with languages so much, mainly because of school being like, oh, now you're gonna learn this language, now you're gonna learn this language, and as a result, I now have like dabbled in a bunch of different programming languages. But every time I have to like switch from one to another, it's like, oh god, how do I do any of this? And you may find, or well, I don't know how much I'm streaming doing this. If I switch to another programming language, I will be very frequently having to search up just like what is the the syntax of like an if statement. Not really, but well, I mean, kind of. I forgot that Python if statements needed a colon at the end. And also having to get used to not having the semicolon at the end of every line. But just like stuff like that. So it definitely but having Google helps. If I had to code all this stuff on my own, no Google, that would be a lot harder. Could I do it? Maybe. It strongly depends on what the coding challenge is. But yeah, Unity, because of, well, I mean, okay, Python has this too, but Unity having, with C# having, you can hit dot and like get autofill stuff, that helps so much. But yeah, okay, next message, Maj102, so I'm talking to you on my PS4, cool. I think that makes you my first, probably my first Twitch viewer who has watched my stream through a PS4. So you get that trophy. I had to keep track of all these like firsts. Like, I think Cause, I forget his full Twitch name, but I call him Cause, was my first follower. And I have all my VODs saved, so there's definitely like, I can go back over my history and see like, who is my follower if I hit 50? See who that is. Who's like my 10th follower? Things like that. I can keep track of a lot of that stuff or something, but I don't know. But now I got, Maj is my first Twitch viewer from a PS4. So got that. Don't worry, we won't snitch on you here. With the other message, now you are becoming a big time streamer. Can't even keep up with chat. I'm trying my best. Like, actually, this is like probably the most that I've had like multiple people messaging in chat. So thank you all for being here. Let me just say that. Like honestly, thank you all that are here currently. I appreciate you all. Yeah, there we go. That's not really a heart, but I can pretend that that's a heart. Yeah, I definitely been really enjoying doing streaming stuff, and I'll continue to do it as I find time to. I've been busy with a lot of things, so I've been channeling that busyness into streaming, doing the things that are keeping me busy until I can work on the things I actually want to stream, mainly my Unity stuff. But that be how it be. You're getting too far off track. Wait, I missed one. I know my name is a bit hard to pronounce, so just say Hayes. All right, Hayes, hello. And you're getting too far off track. Welcome to the Cyberchroma stream, where that is like 90% of my stream content. Not really, but yeah, getting off topic a lot. But I don't mind it, frankly. Like, I mean, other than, I do have to finish this tomorrow, so I do have a bit of a deadline with this, but I don't mind going off topic to be talking with chat and helping people with like programming things. Makes this more enjoyable, gives me a break from doing this, and it's better than like just sitting here with the one viewer that is me watching my own stream on my phone to make sure I didn't suddenly like cut out or something. So yeah, Maj saying yeah a bunch of times. I don't know when that was sent or what that was in response to, but all I can do is respond by saying yeah. I'll go watch on my VR headset. All right. Yeah, I got one more. Oh, don't be tangled in cords. I got one of these as well that is a bit tangled, so I'm not going to pull it up too much more. Yeah, so that's I can do VR streams at some point. Actually, I technically did. I streamed Beat Saber at one point. No one really watched that except one person who suggested I played Beat Saber, but I speed ran the campaign. Gotta get exercise and all that. No, but I could do more, like, I can do some streams where I just play games and, like, do the VR stuff at some point. VR horror games seems like something that I've all but promised that I'm gonna do. That I might do at some point. It'll be the last stream I ever do because I will not make it to the end of that stream. So, I've even been jump scared by my own code. To people that are here, if you look through my clips, it should still be there. I think like my first or second clip or something, actually I think it's called like Red Sus, is me getting jump scared by my own Unity enemy character thing that just like suddenly rushed at me and I just was so not prepared. So, yeah, that happened. Okay, more comments. So how and when should I use global statements? I see you have a global username at the top of the get argument function. So I think only learned today that global variables were even or like this global thing was even a thing in Python. From my understanding, it's basically when you define a variable at the top, that's not in a function, and then you want to get a reference to that variable in a function. Then you go global blah, and then that's going to get this. If you don't do that, if I didn't have this line here, and then I go username here, this is getting a reference to, or this is making a new variable. It's making a new variable called username, even though one exists here. So then, even though I set it to something here, it gets to the end of this function, this username variable here is still an empty string. So global makes it so that you can have these variables that you're accessing between different functions. If all your code is one function, you don't need to worry about that. But right now I'm in the middle of sort of splitting my code into different functions to do that. If you set up like classes, that's like another way of doing this, but I didn't do that. So yeah, I'm hoping to get a Quest 2 someday. Ooh, my Oculus Rift there is old-ish. How old is it? It's like, well, okay, 3 years old. Up to you how old that is. But yeah, I don't know if I'll eventually. I don't plan on getting a new VR headset thing at anytime in the immediate future. But maybe I will at someday. Especially if I want to dabble with making VR games, and if I do that, then it might make sense to get better hardware for testing such things. But right now, I'm perfectly happy with this. This thing's really cool. And I'm hoping I can get to actually use it more at some point. Because I'm frankly with all my school stuff, I haven't been that much. Two really cool games that I played with on my Oculus Rift are Half-Life Alyx and Boneworks. Those are two really good games. Boneworks is made in Unity, by the way, so that's a cool thing. But I do think it would be really cool to dabble myself in actually trying to make a legitimate VR game at some point. I have some ideas. I mean, like any programmer, maybe. You have like the ideas that are so big that you probably will, might never actually make them. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Even just in general, making a small little VR thing would be cool. Okay, more messages. So we started learning classes today, and I'm completely lost. Everything else I understood 100%, but oop. Object-oriented programming is just not clicking in my brain. I have a Quest 2. I play Onward. I'll get back to you, Hayes. Onward. I should know what that is. I just want to Google that real quick. That's a game, yeah. I play Onward? Okay, there's the movie Onward, the Pixar movie. I haven't seen that movie yet. Well, at some point. Oh, I'm seeing like a CSGO looking thing. Maybe. I'm not really into shooters that much. I mean, VR shooters can be are different, I guess, than your normal like Call of Duties, but yeah. Okay, but interesting, cool though. Yeah. I'd be interested myself in making more unique VR things, like sort of things that haven't been done that much in VR. It would be my interest, I guess. Not that making like making VR games that are similar to other VR games isn't inherently like worst, most terrible thing you can do or whatever. Just I personally am a fan of like seeing more unique games. When a game tries to do something unique, usually whether it's good or bad, I have a liking towards a game just for trying to do something unique. But that's just me. I mean, doing something unique and succeeding is obviously better than doing something unique and failing miserably, but I appreciate the ambition, I suppose. I'm strictly FPS. Fair enough. Let me go back to Hayes. I didn't mean to just skip your message. One hit seemed like just faster to respond to. So Hayes, so object-oriented programming classes and stuff. So I've never done classes in Python, but I have in C# and other basically other programming languages other than Python. So I don't even know where I'd start to begin with explaining classes. It's basically almost like a way of grouping stuff together, and then that's like the main thing is rather than all of these things kind of being on their own, you sort of group them together and say these are all in this box, this container, this class, this object. I'm using different synonyms that kind of mean the same thing, sort of. Box. A box is not a programming term, but it's like another way of just describing the concept. I'm grouping all this stuff together, and I'm like, why would you group these things together? So over here, in over here land, you can go, hey, I want to get that. I want to get some of what's in that whole thing. And you're like, okay, well, I bundled this all together, so it's easy for me to go, hey, here you go. Go take this whole bundled up thing. And then over in far away land, he's like, hey, thank you for this grouped up thing. It's so, bundled nicely. It's easy for me to just like get this and be like, okay, cool. Now I can get stuff out of it. cool. So that's what object-oriented. I don't know where that analogy was going, but I liked making it, I guess. So that is what object-oriented programming sort of allows. Robot smiley face. I can do the same, but in human form. But then you okay, that's like the general thing, but you get into weirdness when you're like, you can instantiate multiple classes and like you can instantiate instances of classes or whatever, and that gets into weird things where you basically go like rather than the analogy I said, which wasn't 100% true, but it was like good enough to like get the point across. It's more like, it's like you make a template, like here's a robot builder. Yeah, here's a machine that builds robots. The class. Well, okay, not really, but that may not a great analogy. But let's say you have a robot. Let's say you have this robot, and you're like, okay, here is this robot. I have this robot here, and then this other guy over here is like, hey, can I have one of your robots? And you're like, okay, cool. I have this robot here. This whole complete robot all bundled together. Here is a duplicate of that robot, and you're like, oh, thank you. I got my own copy of this robot now. It's exactly the same, but it's its own robot. And now I can change things about it, potentially. And this robot can do the same thing that robot can do, but it's mine. And then this other guy way over in what'd I say? There's over here land and there's over there land. And over there land, this guy can be like, hey, can I get my own copy of this robot? I'd like a robot too. And then, I don't know, this robot center thing is like, yeah, here you go. You can have a copy of this robot. A duplicate of the robot, not the original. They are not all sharing the same robot. They all have their own robots. I love this analogy. Usually I'm terrible at like making analogies like this. I'm on a roll with this. So now each of these people, they all have their own robots. It's like, oh, cool, we have our own robots. And they're all the same. They all function the same. They do the same things. They can store their own stuff. So like this robot, it can be over there and has its own memory or whatever. I don't know. And then to a degree, if you program it this way, then you can change things about the robot. Like this guy can decide that he wants his robot painted green. This guy can decide that he wants his robot painted red. And those work. Just because you paint that guy's robot green doesn't mean that this guy's robot also changes to green. They're different. They're independent. They are instances of the I don't know, main master robot or whatever. I wouldn't say master, like the original thing or something, right? So yeah. Okay, so if I would want my robot to be duplicated, but with other features, I can do that with classes. In this case, features, for my analogy, the features would be like variables. So if you made a variable called color in a class, it'd be like each class being able to set that variable to something different. That's translating the analogy into real terms. So the class is like the robot itself. The functions are all the things the robot can do, so they all do the same things, but then you have these variables, the variables within, like the variables that you define in the class, they can be different values for each of those different classes, for each of the different robots. So that's how that works. Now, there is, to get even more confusing, there are ways to then send information between those different classes, and that gets a bit weirder and funkier. So this robot can be like, I'm green, and then this other robot can be like, oh, that's cool, you're green, I'm aware that you're green, and I can, do stuff with that. Yeah, so that's a thing you can do. You can also then have a static class where all these people that want robots, they all have a reference to the same robot or something like that. So you change something about one of their robots, it changes something about all of the robots. So you paint this one green, they all turn green. You can do that with like static variables, where it's like, in all of these things, they need to share this information. So you change it for one, you change it for all. That's another weird thing you can do. But does all the duplicated robots have to have the same variables, or can it be different variables? I don't know if that question makes sense. So they would all have the same variables, but those variables can be different values. So like, I don't know the Python syntax for making classes. So we're gonna pretend that this isn't Python, and I'm gonna type it like C# or something, and it's gonna yell at me. But we're gonna go, so class robot, and then you're gonna have a variable. It's gonna be like a public float. No, let's go string, because string if I can spell, color. Canadian spelling. And then you have a function. Oh god, I forgot how to make functions. Public void move. And this is the code that's like moves the robot. Class animals def in itself xy. Yeah, that's for constructor stuff. Yeah. Fair enough. Well, I'm just gonna stick with this because it's easier for me to I'm more familiar with this kind of thing. So, if you had something like this, then each instance of the class. So this guy. So I'm not gonna type the code. This slide's like, I'm going to or person 1 makes a robot, and then like down here you got like person 2 makes a robot. Then person 1 at any time, or let's say this is like after the fact. Well, actually, let's go like this. Over here. So person 1 makes a robot. Whatever the code for that is, just imagine making a class or making this class thing. Then person 1 can go like person 1. Okay, you go like, if that's actually person 1 robots, whatever you call the variable, whatever you call your instance, your specific version of the class, dot color equals red, and you can go. Actually, that'd be a semicolon, but it's really not liking this. But then person 2's robot can go like green. So they can, so then then now person 1 robot is red, person 2's robot is green, and then I guess I don't know, I made this move function, whatever functions, then like person 1 robot can call this move function or whatever or something, I don't know. The analogy is breaking down, but that's okay. And then person 2 can do that, but both any instance of the robot would have that color variable. When you say like, do they have their own variables and all that? No, each class would have the same. Each class is going to have this color. You don't have to use it in theory, I guess. So person 2 could just not care what color the robot is, but it's there. And they can set it to whatever they want, given the fact that, well, it would be a string, but you know, then you can make as many variables as you want. Now one thing that is, I guess the thing, if in this function you make some local variables, like, you know, temp equals 0, that is like a temporary thing in the function. So you're making some variables there, but they only exist inside the function and nothing's getting like saved there. So yeah, that's how that is. Okay, so they can have identical features, but the style of the features can be different, like colors. Yes, if we're again figuring out like, yeah, how my robot analogy relates to this, like the actual code. Yeah, they can have they have to have identical things you can change about them, I suppose. They have, or identical features. Yeah, they have identical features and they have identical what you are allowed to change. But then the things you're allowed to change, you can change to whatever you want. You can have some things that you're not allowed to change. Now, I don't know if you've gotten to the point of knowing like public and private variables, but long story short, I have this variable set to public, so they can all access that stuff. If I make a private int, I don't know, speed or something, you're gonna set that in like this code, and you're gonna go like speed equals like 2 or 2 or whatever. Each of these instances cannot change that speed value because it's private. So they are all going to, it's not that they share a speed necessarily. It's just that like you're saying like you're not allowed to change the speed. So they were all given the same speed and they're not allowed to change their speed, I guess. Oh, I didn't know Python had public private stuff. I don't think it does. This is C#. This is my mock C# programming. I don't know. I don't think Python has that. Python, I think, like assumes private until you do. Python's weird. I think Python's equivalent is using the global stuff. No, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm making guesses based on things I don't remember and don't know. I don't think I've ever done class stuff in Python, so I'm just using this is C# knowledge. I don't know how a lot of this translates to Python, so but the concepts do. The robot concept should be the same. Public-private thing might not. I understand that Public has private void, but it was a long time ago. I programmed in C#, but I understand what you mean. Yeah, fair enough. So in terms of like, so you can forget the public-private thing for now. With Python, I don't know how that translates. I think it's like assume private until you like do some weird special stuff to make it. Or no, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know. Or maybe it assumes that's public. I don't know. Can I show you something? Yeah, sure. Oh, that was one hit gaming. Yeah, sure. But Haze, yeah. So hopefully that clears some things up. Maybe I don't know if my explanation was. I don't know if my explanation is missing some things. It probably is. Again, well, I guess also not going too. There's a lot of weird things that classes can do. But yeah, that's the general like why it exists and why it uses why they do it that way, I guess. Because then your robot can be absolutely huge and have all this stuff in it, and sort of just grouping it together and blah. And then look at this devlog. I want to make something like this. Ooh, I shall do that. Is this going to? It's not going to play the audio, but that's okay. Whoa. Okay. First of all. Okay, sorry people's eyes for this being all... Oh, wrong thing. This looks amazing in terms of its, like, graphicalness. Oh my god. I would love to be able to make something that looks this graphically cool. I'm not at that point yet. I've been experimenting with a lot of Unity things, but I haven't had success in that. Yet. Keyword. Perfecting gunplayer and multiplayer... Okay, so I imagine you're wanting to... You want me to skip ahead to the actual gameplay stuff. Interesting. Have I ever made a first-person shooter? I don't know. Other than like maybe tutorial-y type things, I've never made like a first-person shooter type thing on my like myself. Let me. But yeah, having this kind of thing. I see also from the things you were posting before, you had some stuff that was kind of similar to this, right? So that's pretty cool. Graphically, I couldn't tell you how to achieve graphics this cool. Is this even Unity? It might be. I don't know if I have an easy way of telling that, because I'm still trying to figure that out, frankly. But in terms of like, I want to make something like this. In terms of the gameplay of it, aren't you already like you've made some progress towards doing that, haven't you? I know you've posted some like progress things of your game stuff, and you've had stuff akin to this, or you were like on your way to kind of making this thing. I know you had a gun and it could shoot and all that, right? I believe so. Yes, Unity. This was made in Unity. Even cooler. Which means that this is possible. Which means I would need to find out. It was made this year. Interesting. So I would need to find out whether this was made in the HD render pipeline or the universal render pipeline. My guess is that it was made in the HD render pipeline, and I would be able to tell that. A dead giveaway would one dead giveaway would kind of be maybe looking at like what the shadows look like on the player. And if there are any screen space reflections, but yeah, no, I'm talking about graphical things. But yeah, neat, interesting. Stuff with like making the gun. Oh, that's cool. He made that all with like primitives or something. Neat. I could be listening to this with audio. I'm not right now. Yeah, visual effects stuff. So what with this? Are you having troubles with specifically, would you say? Yeah. Because I know you were at a point where you made a gun or whatever, but I was making something, but it wasn't my code. Fair enough. Okay. So you want to be able to make it yourself, and that would make it a lot easier to then modify down the road. I see. So were you at the point where did you get moving to work with your own code, or was that from an asset? One thing that tends to help with this kind of stuff, first of all, is just with your general programming problem, splitting it up into a bunch of different programming problems and sort of solving each of those one by one. So before you just make like first-person shooter character, like you make the character first, get the character to be able to move around, maybe even just like only moving like this. And then or even just moving. If I'm breaking it down like even further, first you get your character to just be able to move in a direction, then be able to get them to like turn and like move relative to the way that they're going. Then you'd start making like the gun being able to, I don't know how you'd break down the gun, but there might be ways of like, none of the code is mine, lol. Fair enough. Okay, so I would suggest If you're trying to make this, first-person shooter thing, the first step in that would be to try and make a simple character. Now, warning, I guess, in my experience, typically, depends on the game, but in most simpler games, I guess, all I did was animation. Cool. Well, learning that animation stuff is definitely a step, a good step in terms of like learning Unity stuff. So that's pretty cool that you're able to do that. I lost my train of thought with whatever I was saying. Oh no. With making characters is hard is what I was getting at. Is that making characters can be hard. So try not to be too put off with like or like if you find making the character move around and have it look good and then the gun like is hard. I think that making a good character is one of the might be one of the hardest parts of your game potentially. So that's my opinion. Okay, it depends, I guess, depending on what your game has. If you have this crazy AI thing like my tag game kind of has, that gets really hard really quick. Or this like really intricate like boss fight or something. That can get complicated. And also just the general like growing of your project, the bigger it like gets, the more complicated things get. There's that. But in terms of like characters, I would say that just making the character feel good and like all their like things that a character should be able to do, it can be challenging. So but then with that said, so with making a first-person shooter character, my suggestion for that would be to first just get a character to move with your own code. And just grabbing a water bottle, don't mind me. Getting a character to move on its own. And with doing that, what I just said, do that in steps as well. If you do it in steps, like breaking it up as much as possible, it can feel more like you're actually, you're achieving something. You're getting to your goal where it's like, I got this to work. Now I got this to work. So, rather than trying to do like it all at once where it's this big conglomerated like mess, doing it piece by piece can make it more encouraging to like, I'm actually getting somewhere. But also it makes it easier to actually code, I would think. So with that, I'd say, everything that you need the character to do, split that up into steps. Maybe you can write that down, like a notepad, be like, okay, I need the character to do this, then this, then this, then this. Break it up like as much as you can, and then, I want to make something to play amongst friends and then publish free somewhere. Neat. Cool. With doing that, so as I said, try to like break down what you need it to do in the bunch of steps, and then trying to figure out those steps like one by one. You go from easiest to hardest, but more so would make or like easiest to hardest, but also like it needs to do this before it can do this before it can do this. So actually no, that makes more sense. So like it needs to move before it can like turn. It needs to like making the character move before you make the gun necessarily. Allowing the gun to shoot with infinite ammo before you make like an ammo system. Like that kind of stuff, I guess. In terms of then resources for doing that, I'm not sure. Actually, no. I'm more sure. One second. I have. Well, okay. One, that rollerball tutorial I mentioned earlier could help with just making this ball move around the scene. Hey, as you followed! Oh my god, thank you! Thank you! I really appreciate that. That's 48! Yeah! Oh, it's amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Of me, like, not doing a lot of actual coding, but I do have to finish this by tomorrow night. Ideally, I finish it tonight, but we'll see if that happens. It's mostly done. Actually, I am at the point where the code itself is done. I'm just making it look prettier. So it is actually, once I get rid of this, it is in a submittable state. I'm just making it look prettier and actually commenting it. But what was I going to say? So the rollerball tutorial, it might be older. I don't know how updated that sort of thing is, but that would be to get like just something to move around in your scene. Hold on. I have a tutorial I need to quickly skim the tutorials I made, not to plug my own videos, but, okay, here. These are all the tutorials I made. I know that I made this Unity Basics tutorial where actually, I pretty much copied Rollerball. Not really, but, hold on. That's, not playing. So, this, I need this 13 minutes, but, I made a thing move around like this. Well, this was it was very introductory, like Unity things in terms of your first person character. Actually, I don't even remember. Did I program this with a rigid body? I don't even remember. This is 2019. This is my first tutorial. I sound a bit like robotic because I wrote a script and then I read the lines as just like da, 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 da. Now we're doing this, then we're doing this. I thought it made me sound more professional to do this like slow, just read the script kind of thing, but it just makes me sound more robotic. I switched to trying to sound more enthusiastic later on, but so there's that. What other ones? Just to quickly like what might actually help. I made a side scroller movement one. It's more movement stuff, but it's more for 2D things. I made. If you want your character to jump, actually, I would recommend this. This jumping that I made, I think is pretty good jumping. I mean, because I imagine your first-person character, you might want that to jump. But I do think that this, I made a good jump in this. I did something more complicated than just like a one-line make character go up in the air. But like you can see here, it has like low jumps and like high jumps. Making that stuff happen, yeah. So that is one I'd maybe recommend. Oh, hey, hold on. Actually, no. This literally could help you. One Hit Gaming. I literally made a first-person character tutorial. Now, being said, this was 2019, but maybe this would help. I want to shoot with rigid body. Oh, wait. So have your bullet actually be something that like flies through the air? Interesting. I don't have any gun tutorial. Oh, no, that's not true. Okay. I don't know how applicable this is, but I did make a twin stick shooting tutorial, and you might be able to learn from this one in terms of just like how I instantiated a bullet and then made that go flying and then make it destroy itself when it hits something and even be able to destroy an enemy like your targets. There might be some useful things in here for doing that, even though it is a 2D thing. But I imagine just the shooting code on its own, I think would be similar based on my... I made this tutorial a year ago, but based on my remembering of what I did in this, did I? No, I did. I think I did move the bullets with. Did I move with rigid body? Actually, let me not speak too soon. I don't remember if I moved them with rigid body or not. Any idea for your future Speed Racer clone? The how we made the car drive on walls. So I frankly don't know. So I had this idea that I was going to finish that for a school project, but that idea had to change for time constraints. So I have this, in this one class, the class where I'm making the AI game, I was going to be, or the tag game is more what it is. There's these two projects where, in this class, where one was the project I was making the tag game for, and then I had this follow-up project that was make whatever you want, something that's bigger than your tag game. Essentially is what it was. And it had to be like a full game kind of thing. Or like a snippet of game, I guess. Like a demo, right? My idea for that when I was first kind of doing that was I was going to finish the tag game for that first submission. And then I was going to make the racing game where you were riding on walls and all that. I was going to make that for that submission. I'm running low on time, so I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I would have liked to, but I think instead now what I'm going to do is finish the tag game for like this one, more of a demo of it, and then make a more complete version of the tag game that has more features and functionality for the second one. I'll be able to do that faster and still make a bigger like game thing. And that should still like work for what I need for the project. So rather than making a completely new thing, just building upon my tag game as much as I can before December 8th or whatever. Because then there's also the thing, like I'm not going to be able to just work on these things from now up until when they're due. I do have like other stuff in the way, like these other projects I'm doing. So that also is eating up more of my time, unfortunately. But past that, I have an idea. Actually, I just kind of go. So I know for a fact that I'm going to have another game dev class next semester, and maybe with that one, I might be able to find a project where I'm able to complete that driving on walls thing in that. But I would like to finish that game at some point. I don't know if I'm going to specifically make like the game that you were like kind of using that for that whatchamacallit. I forget the name of the game, Speed Racers or something like that. But just making like a game where you're driving on walls in general sounds like it'd be cool to make. But even if I take like my own twist on it for like where I go with that idea, we'll see. But yeah. We'll see if I can put it in VR. How nauseating that would be. No, I don't know. But it's mainly just a time thing. I mean, I say as I'm wasting time right now, but yeah, it is like I I had to sort of like change my plan in terms of time stuff because I do want to actually finish these other projects on time and not submit them late and unfinished. So there is that. If I don't even know if I would. I was going to say, like, if I have time, then maybe I could try to do my original plan, but I'm at that point where I don't think I really could. I think it's almost like just more worth it to be able to make this bigger tag game than making this demo of a tag game, demo of a racer thing. Being able to instead just put aside the racer thing for now and just make my tag game even bigger, I think is more worthwhile for me because it would be cooler to actually like finish a bigger game kind of thing. And that, if I actually, like, as I said, I kind of wanted to continue working on it after the class is done. Then I might try to release it on Steam if it warrants that, if it becomes big enough that I see that as a possibility. And that would be really cool. Yeah, so we'll see where that goes. The potential of being able to do that, I think, is cooler to me personally than having two like unfinished things, frankly. Not that, like, that being said, I could completely finish the tag thing and then go and completely finish the racer thing. I'm not saying I'm never going to finish the racer thing. It's still there. I have the code. I can do it eventually. But it's just also like all these other projects that I have that I've never finished. So it's just, it's not an if, it's a when. But that when might be later than we'd like, unfortunately, is how that is. Did you get Dolphin Emulator yet? Or for when you have time to play Speed Racer? I could play that on stream, especially if I need to get like feedback or like need to get ideas of what to do with the anti-gravity stuff. But actually I do have actually, let me double check this. I think I already have Dolphin Emulator. Do I even have it on my computer still? Let me double check this real quick. But I do have Emulator. Yes, I do. Okay. This is from years ago. Well, actually only like 2 or 3. No, it's closer to 4 years. No, 3 years ago, maybe something like that. But yeah, how do I even open you? I don't know how do I open this? I don't even remember. If I just go like, if I do Dolphin, are you not gonna? I have you on. Where is the executable? I have here, like I have this. Actually, I have a PS2 emulator as well. But I don't know why. Well, I can't find where the actual executable thing is. Or actually, no, it might just be. Or it might be more digging for it. But oh no, I don't have it. Do I? Wait, no. This is just my save data stuff. I forgot that I a while back I like lost all the files on my computer and all that. I don't think I reinstalled Dolphin Emulator. Maybe I didn't. And this is just my like save stuff from it. Maybe I don't have it then. Okay, that's something I can look into later, another time. But I mean, that is a way I can be playing more older games. Remember, you'll need the ROM. The ROM from the games themselves. I have a few. Actually, let me just quickly look at what ROMs do I have. Mainly old games from my childhood. I have these games on to potentially the Dolphin emulate, Crash Tag Team Racing, Luigi's Mansion, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, the first video game I ever played when I was 4. The movie game, yeah. This game actually being difficult, I've never 100%ed it to this day. Gotta do that at some point. Shadow the Hedgehog, Simpsons Hit and Run, Super Mario Sunshine. Those are the games I have on emulator. I also have a PS2 emulator. What games do I have on that? Just Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. Fair enough. I think I tried to run Jak 2 at one point, and it didn't work so well. But I know that PS2 emulator is a bit more finicky, but I think that's just more so a symptom of the PS2 being more intensive console than a GameCube. But the GameCube emulator runs pretty flawlessly from my experience with it. Although this was like 3 years ago, so yeah. But we'll see. I don't know when I'll get to the point of like doing more like game-based streams, like streams that I got a hair from my face, in my eyes, and then my mouth. Okay. It's like the hair from the top of me head. What was I just saying? Yeah, I don't know when I'll do more streams that are more like just playing games and stuff. But it'll be at some point when I have more free time, and two, when I think that more people would actually be interested in that kind of content. Like I know a little bit ago I did a like a Beat Saber live stream, and no one was interested in that. Maybe like 1 or 2 people, but I think just once if I can just grow more people watching my stream, so more people would actually be like interested in that. Maybe I don't know. I have to see. I think like horror games though, people might be more interested in me in like playing that stuff just to see me be absolutely scared. But we'll see. I can play around with that sort of stuff at different points in time. That or like games that's like, oh, this game just came out. Let's gotta be trendy and all that. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'd totally be down for like playing like other people's games that like other like indie developers. It's like, hey, want to play my game on stream? I would totally be interested in doing that and like providing feedback and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, well, when we get to that point, I do think it would be neat to do like a game jam that I host in my Discord or something at some point. That would be kind of cool. And then I could go through and play all the games from that on the stream and all that sort of stuff. But again, I think stuff like that, I might want to, well, one, I need more time to be able to even run a game jam. And two, because ideally I would like to participate in it myself, maybe. I don't know if that's like cheating or not. But well, no, I don't think I would be, if I did a game jam, I don't know if I would be the judge saying who wins. I would, well, I know there's some game jam, with itch.io, I know you can set up some game jam stuff to like have it, like everyone who submitted thing for the game jam, they all vote on the games and then decide a winner. I'd probably do it like more in that way. But yeah, so that's that. Oh, and Maj, you said anything to Vim's the Vim's Lair Weevil. That is how I got those other things that I currently had installed, like those other games. Yeah, I would definitely probably do that through there. Did I use Vim's Lair specifically? I think I did actually. Yeah, so that is that. Well, but no, that helps for me remembering where I got that thing. As soon as I saw the name, I'm like, oh yeah, that's where I did that. That's where I got those ROMs. But yeah, I do like at some point I can go and just be playing all these like old games. I have this thing where I want to like, I don't know, on stream or whatever, like beat or play and beat like every game that's ever existed. Not really, with obviously exceptions, but like especially with games from my childhood or whatever that I've never like 100%ed. I want to go back and like actually like 100% all of them. So that's something, including some stupid things like, well, we'll see. Some things that might be more tedious that I could do as like certain maybe follower goals or whatever. So there are certain things worth like, as this achievement of hitting this thing, we'll do this thing, or like a charity live stream or something. But yeah, like I have this stupid thing, something I want to do just for the heck of it. Where there's this one game, Shadow the Hedgehog, where technically 100%ing it, doing the thing that would be kind of 100%ing it, would theoretically take like months to do. And part of me wants to just like, at some point on stream, just grind out doing all of that because I think it would be funny. And yeah, or more specifically, like this game has this thing where you make like choices. Well, you kind of make choices and that affects like the story. And there's 10 endings to it, but then there's like 300 and something, I think it's like 320 different like possibilities of the story paths, and each one of them is like individually named and tracked in game. So I wanted to do a thing where I just go through and actually go through every single like pathway, but that would take a long time because, as I said, I think there's like 300 and something. So if I did one a day, it would take close to a year. But you could definitely, if I tried, do more than one a day. But yeah, so that's something. There was another one. There was another like task like that I want to do. I'm forgetting what it was. This address is I'm gonna go with none. But yeah, just stuff like that. but then more seriously, yeah, just playing like other games or whatever. And I feel like I might be turning into the completionist at that point. But he's not the only guy that can complete games on YouTube and Twitch. Just because that's his name doesn't mean he is the only one that can 100% games. But yeah, I don't know. Because then also, I have the maybe unique perspective of being a game developer. I can like dissect the games, and actually that's something I kind of enjoy doing is like looking at games and be like, how would this thing have been programmed? If I pretended, imagine this game was made in something like Unity, how would these different like aspects of the game maybe have been done, or things like that. I